Hello! Greetings and welcome to all you lovely people. Hi, I'm Toronto's greatest supervillain and evil genius, Dr. Terrorwatt. This is our layer 4.0. My brain is mush today, largely. And today we're playing ourselves some more of our D&D 5th Ed campaign, Chronicles of Autometh, following the B team, as they have intrepidly made their way inside of a massive slaver compound, dug their way down into the underbelly of it, found a massive tear in reality into a demonic realm, and threw Kara, Shark of the Volcanoes, into the tear, and then closed it behind them, freeing most of the people that are in this building. However, the tents and such that were outside of this structure, maybe that fire situation is getting a little more under control. It's hard to tell from where you guys are at this point, but you are now sans some of the demons that were helping these people, and now also plus a pair of additional slaves that are with you. And of course, we're going to go down our line, talk to each and every one of our lovely people that we've got here with us today. Starting at the top of the round, we have Esteban playing Talrand, our skeleton hunter.
I can't wait to get back to the forest to acquire a beehive.
This is why we're friends, you and me. This is the reason. And of course, we've got Raynor playing Drakir, our draconian sorcerer.
I kicked down the door and cast Fireball.
Like
that one's for you, Mr. Classic Magic.
I like that. It's just like, oh, but the room is only this by this. It's like, I didn't ask you for dimensions. I said I cast Fireball. And of course, we've got Keldaka Gray playing Sneck, our kobold cleric.
Sneck got to call Chatterga bitch.
And we've got Quad playing Alloy, our warforged warrior.
The sneaking part is almost over. It's my time to shine.
And we've got Caleb, our Air Genasi rogue, being played by Palanthir.
I've got nothing this time.
That's okay, my man. And last, of course, but certainly not least, we've got Ambisaurus Rex playing Piffles, our goblin bard.
Right now we have People Jerky of the Half I want to make more in different flavors.
Yeah.
Sell it at the farmer's market.
Yeah.
And
And
I didn't grow the halflings myself, but I killed them, so that counts.
And of course, we have you lovely people that are in our chat right now. Thank you all so much for showing up to watch our show. And it is the first day of Spooky Month. It is our Spooky Month today. So it's very, very exciting to have that pop up. And we've got, as you can see down below, a new set of October funds, our first milestone that we're trying to get to here. And of course, as per usual, we got a raffle today. 5 megawatts per ticket. We got Dungeon Souls, Evo Land Legendary Edition again, and another copy of Catherine Classic. So if anybody wants to join in, actually, you know what? It doesn't need to say Classic. I'm pretty sure I can just put Catherine, and it should be fine. We can just make a little adjustment there. There we go. So, big thanks.
Kara already cheered bits, and she already gifted a sub to Russ.
That's right. And Mr. Classic Magic just donated $10 for the first spooky donation of the month. That's right.
MR Classic Magic donated 10
under 10 minutes,
Canadian
so you gotta put that on his
first
thing.
spooky donation.
It is. Okay, this is going to take me about 5 minutes. I apologize, everybody. Let's see. You got to open up Streamlabs. Got to go to CloudBot. Let's see. Got to go to the loyalty screen. Got to sort by points. Got to find Mr. Classic Magic. Okay, got to edit. It says he's got this many points. Okay, we got to add 10 to that. And save. And did it save? Come on. Sort of. How much did we miss last time?
Huh?
How much did we miss last time?
What do you mean?
You sent me a notification earlier to add some to him because he made a donation in the first bit. And
That was when he made that big donation at the beginning of, shoot, it was to get you to your $1,500 goal, and I can't remember the actual amount right now.
Okay, let me check Discord. That'll take me a minute. Sorry, everybody.
I might have mentioned it to you in person. I can't remember. Or not in person, but like over voice chat.
Yep. And yeah, because I can see where that was done. And the amount was not listed. Okay, so.
Huh.
Delightful. Well.
Can we send you a message after?
Nope, you didn't write it down. You just told me about it verbally under the woeful
Nope.
assumption that I would remember anything ever.
But you
Oh
can,
no.
But you can get MCM to message you after. Is what I'm saying about it.
Mr.
Love to
Classic
do it
Magic,
right
do you remember a time when you donated some stuff to me, and I didn't add it to the amount of megawatts you've got? Do you remember that?
Yeeps.
Looks like someone's going to have to go searching through the VODs.
Yep.
Uh,
This will take a minute, everybody. Sorry.
Oh, he
I
does.
gotta hold
He
everything
does
up here.
remember.
Sorry.
He said.
Yeah,
he
if
did-
you could
he just
message me that amount on Discord, please, so that I can add that and we can get this done.
I'll get you your megawatts.
Beans. It's that. Does Mr. Classic Magic have over 1,000 points?
Mm-hmm.
He's our like resident points billionaire.
Oh yeah,
he
that's
has
right.
one
I
Mr.
also
Classic
have to,
Magic of points.
have to open that in a separate window.
Mr. Classic Magic is saying, "Don't worry about it, Doc. He didn't do it for the points. They didn't do it for the points."
Okay, but I still want to be fair and add them just in case.
Well, we can figure it out after stream if you want.
Well, I would love to do this off air, but it seems that this was started on air, and now we're here doing it. We may as well get it done.
Beans!
Burns.
Yeah, I've turned off all the other things that you can do in the store to spend your megawatts, at least for now, because that's just a hot mess at the moment. So I'm just trying to figure that out.
Because Streamlabs won't let you have any fun whatsoever.
No, it's a big old no fun system. Sorry about that, everybody. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. I appreciate that. I will drink some water in a hot minute. Hey, thank you for the subscription, Rob.
Having fun has been banned by Rainer, so
It has.
I said not having fun. Everyone must be having fun.
I said not fun has been banned.
I didn't hear the not,
Let's
unfortunately.
see if I can
Apologies.
find. Okay, so if I look up the time that you made that call.
But
Okay. Oh, good. It was
Oh.
deleted. Thank you. Appreciate that, Esteban. Oh, quick draw McGraw there. Yeah. So if we cross-reference that amount, that was near the end of August. Okay. Okay, and then that was like several at once. So if we add those together, all right.
thank you everyone for joining me
Uh,
for my first banning. I'm really excited for it.
Well, you've taken out the band hammer well. It looks good on
There
you.
we go. Okay, so hopefully that works. And if that's incorrect or you feel frustrated about it, you are welcome to shove it. And I will just continue doing my job as best I can. All right. Okay.
Back to the slightly more fiery hellhole we had our characters in.
Back to things that are only marginally more interesting, and that is a game of D&D that we're playing.
I mean, it's not on fire anymore. The vortex closed.
Yes. The massive chasm that you're seeing there does still go down about 100 or so feet, but then ends in cold, dark stone. The light in the area has been reduced quite considerably, as that was sort of the main source of light, save for a few candles here and there. And you guys now find yourself standing there with a couple of orc women who have now just sort of come to their senses. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna offer them jerky. Because I always do.
Didn't we already do this and they said they were vegetarian?
That was a Tauren.
That
was-
was a Minotaur.
A Minotaur.
Oh.
Talrand
Can I
attempt to confer with how they're feeling.
Yeah, as you like sort of just like are you like trying to just figure out how they are, like check their health and stuff?
Check health, ask how are you feeling? What is the last thing you remember?
Would
They
you
they
like
shake their
that
head a little bit. They tell you that the last thing that they remember was some time ago that they were taken prisoner by these slavers from their village and brought to this place.
With that 19 on a medicine check, how are they looking?
19 on the medicine check. I mean, they're a little emaciated, but they're doing all right. They have been drugged, much like the others. Though the effects of the mind control have worn off and they are in control of their faculties, they are still a bit sluggish and dizzy.
Okay, we should start exiting quickly.
Okay.
Are the orcs able to keep up with us?
I imagine so. If you guys are moving slowly, like at, a walking pace, they're able to keep up with you well enough.
I am going to offer them some jerky.
Yeah, you know what? They take some.
Good.
There you go.
They need to eat because they were mind controlled.
And now you guys find yourselves back at the surface, plus a couple of orcs with you. We'll just say that they're with you, and if you guys end up getting in combat, then I'll, actually, you know what? I say nuts to that. It's taking a hot minute for the map to load. I apologize for the wait.
It's loaded on my end.
Yeah, load it on my end too.
It hasn't for me. It is still fuzzy and garbage, and it's gonna take a little while, I guess. Probably because I'm hosting.
Takes a moment
the game.
depending on connection.
Refresh.
Yeah. There we go. There it is. I mean, I am also rendering all of this through 2 separate browsers, so. And streaming. You'd think that.
And any other map you have ready at the time.
Oh god, yeah, that's right. Yes, because I am running this, so it's loading a lot.
The tubes are clogged.
The tubes do get a little cloggy. I do
And
apologize
this
for
map
that.
might be a little bit high quality for the size.
Yeah, it has been scaled down, shrunk rather, so it's still taking up the same amount of space in terms of memory, but it's half the size. Isn't that great? All of this, all the memory with half the output.
Okay.
Well, I think it's time we go gather everyone up so we can bust everyone out. So before we send them out, we should check the last building that outside, make sure there's no other slaves in there.
Should we start getting everybody into one area though? Because we kind of have to run around to a bunch of different places where people are sleeping in order to get them together. So if we got them all into one room, wouldn't that be better?
So, folks, hear me out. If I'm gonna freehand this, run out here and explore, over here. Possibly duck over here to explore, depending. We know there's not people over there, but we don't know what stuff.
E.
They might have papers or anything incriminating.
I'm probably gonna get backlash for this, but it might be a good time to split the party.
Well,
No.
let's say,
Big ol' no.
I was going to say that what we might want to do after we clear out here, depending on the situation, like if we have slavers returning, we might want to take a look at this door and see if we can bolt it shut. Same with the door we know that's up here.
Well, if we could get everybody into the room that we're in, the big room here, and then if we could barricade the doors going into this big area. Like, because I just think that if we get everybody who is currently in separate rooms all into one room, then when we have to go, we can get everybody else out a lot faster, because they're real slow right now.
The problem is if we get everybody into one area and then we have to go explore that other room, and then the guards come back and see all of the slaves out of their rooms and in one spot, that's not going to go well for the slaves.
Don't know something.
That's why I said this might be a good idea to split the party. We go for one person goes for each group of slaves, brings them back here, while another group quickly goes checks that one building.
Well,
I don't
rather
think
than
it's good to go to an unknown split
Yeah,
up.
rather than going into the unknown split up, if we go
Let's
into the
not scout
unknown,
that quick.
and after we do the unknown, half the party goes up and starts collecting down. So like they'll go down
Mm-hmm.
and end up here,
Mhm.
and then the other half the party
Goes
comes
the other
back
way.
down.
The rest of those ones.
Yeah, and then they end up down here too. Yeah.
Collects everyone and then heads down. Okay, yeah, that sounds like a good plan. So you guys want to move as a group to the door there?
Yes.
All right.
We want to. I think we want to deposit the 2 orcs we have in the room with the Minotaur.
Yeah, that would probably be a good idea, and we also have to tell him though that his husband didn't make it.
Let's not tell him that yet.
Well, what if he won't come with us though, without knowing?
We will tell him when it's time to go. Until then, we don't need a Minotaur trying to rampage.
It's true.
Here's 2 orcs I need you to keep an eye on, by the way. Your husband's dead. I'll be back in 5.
Let's not.
Let's do it. Let's do a half split. Some people deliver the orcs. Some people go run into the extra room that might be empty. Check if it's empty. Hopefully,
Okay.
and then meet up and run north.
Can we quickly just move this body like into here, just so it's not
Yeah, sure.
out in the open, just in case?
So you move it in there. Do you
He's
guys
left
activate the mechanism to close the door?
Once we're out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take these 2 orcs and move them to the room with the Minotaur, right?
Yeah, put the body on me.
Well, yeah, you were standing there. There you go. Actually, I'll put him on the little pile of wood that's over there.
We're assuming Caleb's coming out. He's just not moving.
Caleb.
Panther?
What?
Gotta move Caleb.
Gotta come on out of the room.
Move your token.
What? Okay.
Hey, you all right, Palantir?
Ah.
Am I
Yeah.
there?
There you go.
Good.
You
Okay,
doing
dude?
okay?
What? No.
What? What is wrong?
I fell asleep. That's what happened.
Okay. Well,
Okay. All right. What's up? Out of the room. Yup.
okay.
Yep.
Out of the room.
He has no idea what's going on now. Then
Well, I mean, if the game is too boring for him to stay awake, then that's going to be the fallout of what happens there.
No, it's not that. I've been up since 3 a.m.
Oh, jeez.
Oof, man.
Sorry to hear that. All right, so the plan so far was to move the 2 orc women into the room with the Minotaur for now, and then continue to scout up into the area above, and then loop back around and pick up everybody as you guys go.
Can I see anybody in the room there?
As you guys enter this hallway and move the orc women into the room with the Minotaur doesn't say anything as you bring them in and sort of deposit them there, and then, like, if you don't say anything to him, he won't say anything back. He just nods to you.
Did we get the key for the Minotaur?
Yes, you did. You did find the stone that... a series of stones, at the very least, with runes on them.
We should preemptively try to unlock the Minotaur.
Yeah, as you move up and you touch the stone to, you just kind of move through and touch each of the stones to the manacles he's wearing. After, the first, 2, nothing happens. But on the third one, the stone glows and the manacles pop open. The Minotaur silently rubs his wrists and nods in thanks to you.
I will be back in a minute.
As you move up to this area, you'll see that the rope that you had tied around the handles has been cut from the inside. Like somebody slid a blade in between the doors and then cut downwards and cut through the rope. The rope has just been left on the floor. In the room, sorry, that person isn't there. In the room, you do see one of the slaver captains still sitting at a table in there.
Oh, but the thing is, the demon is.
The
gone.
Cambion that was in there was the one that you ran into downstairs.
We've got one captain. Do we just want to leave him, guys?
Probably not a good idea. We don't want to come back only to run into them while we're trying to run from something else potentially.
Do we want to do a one-round curb stomp again?
Yeah,
Yes!
that's probably the best
Yeah.
plan.
Okay,
Alright.
everyone pile up on the door.
Does he have a sword?
He
Go
does. He does have a great sword.
I think we'll be okay if we just full on do this this time.
Volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So as you guys move up to the door, do you have a plan?
Everybody shoot it.
Everybody. Let's
Blank 'em.
pull up some of that.
Oh, sorry. What?
Initiative.
There we go, and we'll move that over there. All right. Yeah. So yeah, click
Man,
on
I
your
got fucking
icons
20. Damn,
and roll your initiative.
Bam.
bitch cakes.
5, 20, 5, 20, 25.
You know how it goes. A little
Oh,
back
can't
and
know
Richard
forth
roll
like that.
high on initiative.
And what did he get?
Oh,
An 8.
Wow.
Frick. We got two 5s and the rest are all in the 20s. Like,
We got that
roll
guy,
20.
and he's got a 8. There we go. And we'll do that in descending order. All right. So, as he does miss his first round due to being surprised and whatnot, yeah, let's then quickly move to there, and let's go with. Oh my god, it's just like a. And this is why I wanted to switch it over to a different thing. There we go. Like the. Sure, we'll go with that. All right, Talron, what do you do?
Kick open the door and shoot arrows into his face.
All right. So you kick open the door, and you let loose some arrows. Roll me some attacks.
With advantage for the surprise round?
Yeah.
Okay.
That,
Yeah, those.
yeah.
I think you got him, Chief. Okay, so 11 and 12.
First round damage as well.
Yep, sorry, I'm just freaking what it is. Damn it.
Bam, and then an additional 7. All right. All right, so he takes those hits, stumbles backwards out of his chair, and then immediately tries to get himself to the ready. But Alloy, you are up next.
Oh boy, here I go killing again. And is with advantage or?
Yes, you would be making attacks with advantage as it is a surprise round. All right, 19 and 20 does make a hit. Roll your damage. 13 and 4. All right.
Is that die? Oh, that die roll was a 1. I can re-roll that because of great weapons fighting.
Oh, nice. All right. An additional 5. All right. Okay. Caleb, you're up.
At this rate, he's not even going to be standing by the time it gets to me.
Let's see here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That might provoke.
If you move into a flanking position on him, that does not provoke an attack of opportunity.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bam.
Entering someone's attack range doesn't do it, but if you were to, like, move outside of his attack range, then it does. But moving within his threat range does not provoke attacks of opportunity.
Right, I think I'm confusing Pathfinder rules with 5th edition again.
That's okay.
All right.
3.5 is the same.
Yeah, it's a nice change.
Yeah.
So, with advantage, you said?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
All right, 19. Roll that sneak attack damage.
Sneak, sneak, sneak. Why is it not working? Oh, here it
And
is.
don't forget the base rapier damage.
Base
Yeah,
yeah, roll your damage for your rapier and then add on that sneaky attacks.
Oh,
All right, there's 12.
damn. All right, 3d6.
4, which you got an 8 on, which is amazing. And then another 10. My god. All right, so that is a total of 22 damage.
Mm-hmm.
When 9 is the lowest amount of damage we've done this round.
Yeah. Piffles, you're up.
Ah,
Ah.
I am.
I'm on fire.
Well, let's see here. I'm gonna throw. Yeah.
There you.
That hit.
Wait.
So am I still rolling with advantage? Fuck. Hang
Are
on here,
you-
can I do that again?
Are you stabbing
Roll
or
with advantage.
throwing?
I'm throwing.
Okay.
Okay.
That does hit him with a 24. What's your damage on throwing a dagger?
Oh,
4.
only 4 piercing. But
Yeah.
I'm small.
M small.
Don't want to
Uh,
get close.
So you jump in, throw a dagger. That does hit him. He misses his turn though because you caught him by surprise. Is there anything else you want to do? Like you want to move or you did move?
Yeah, I moved already.
Okay.
Gonna
Snack.
hang out by the door for now in case I need to use it to duck the fuck away.
Oh, DC Dexterity save. DC 15. Sacred Flame. He doesn't make it.
No.
Nat 1!
He fucking poofs it.
Shit.
And that is 6 radiant damage. Blam. So yeah, as you run in, you just like light him up with that spell. He takes that damage, and it is now Drakir. Scorching Ray. Okay, so the first one that is fired misses as it flies wide. The second one also misses. The third one, though, does hit. Roll for damage.
Wait.
8 damage.
Are you doing it through the wall?
I say you might have to move
Oh,
first.
sorry.
You gotta move your
Yeah.
character before you. Here you go.
Yeah.
I thought you did already, and then I realized that. Yeah.
I kept on telling myself, I was prepping myself to move, but when it finally came my turn, I forgot to actually move them.
No clipping. You're not allowed to no clip. That's against the rules.
At least until I get that spell.
Yeah.
This.
All right.
This isn't Counter Strike. Fix your shit.
So
Wait.
you lay into him with one beam, and that strikes true. And Talrund, it's your turn again.
He's still up?
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. Remember how long it took us
He's the
to kill
fucking
the
captain.
first one?
That
It's
hits.
still up by my next
Oh, you're not rolling with advantage anymore, mind you. And that at 17 that also hits. Yeah. 2 arrows flying through the air. Wow.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
And with that, his body tumbles to the floor as you guys rush in and absolutely fucking just bungle fuck this dude into the ground.
Open the door,
Alright.
shot 4 arrows into him, stabbed him 3 times, threw a dagger, set him on fire, and blasted him with holy flame.
So you guys just ran in and just like "Pa, pa, 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 pa." But this is why
And-
people typically adventure in groups, because this sort of thing happens from time to time.
Stop it!
That like a group of fucking monsters kick in your door and try to attack you, and if you're sitting in there by your stupid self, then stuff like this happens.
Looking around the room, do we see anything that might have stuff we've been looking for?
Maybe a chest.
Like what in specific?
Chests, their stockpiles. Things we
You
could be
do
looking
see
for.
that there is a chest in the corner over here.
Yep.
That is locked up. There is a double bed with a bunch of furs on it. Whoever this person was, it seems as though either they were having a discussion in a lieutenant's office or it was a higher ranking person themselves. On the table in the corner there, you see a shield and a sword of some very high quality materials.
Okay, gonna use
I throw
my...
I hide the body under the bed.
Ah, nice.
Will it fit?
Well, Ed, blend.
You know what?
What's
I'm
this?
gonna say sure. That it appears to be just like a bench that's over in the corner.
Oh, okay.
It's just a
Alright.
bench.
Gonna use my thieves' tools to pick the lock on the chest. I think that'll do it.
Okay,
Nice.
work.
Yeah, with a 22, like you fiddle about with the lock for a little bit, and it pops open. And inside, you find 50 gold pieces and an additional 10 platinum. in and amongst what appears to be some like personal effects. There's like an orcish ear, a few teeth, a horn that belonged to someone maybe.
Ew.
Yeah, like
Trophy.
trophies and things that they've got there.
All right.
Would you like out of the party coinage pot from
People
that?
aren't for trophies. They're
Tell you what, I'll add the gold, and I will add 8 platinum. See if I can pocket 2.
Yeah, was anybody actually roll me sleight of hand and see if anybody's passive beats it.
Sleight of hand. Here we are. 16.
Anybody beat a 16 with passive perception?
12.
I've got a 15. So
Close.
Nope.
All right, so yeah, the 2 platinum is in your pocket.
what can I tell about the sword and shield?
They appear to be of like not only are they of exquisite make, like they seem to be of masterful craft, but there doesn't seem to be any sort of like magic to them. They're not glowing or anything like that. But they've been set up in the corner. And actually, roll me. I'm gonna say intelligence. Roll me an intelligence check. For you, the DC would be lower because you used to live on the surface. Yeah, all right. You're not exactly sure where it's from, but the make of this sword and shield aren't from here. Like, it doesn't match a lot of the other armor and armaments that a lot of these people are carrying.
Maybe
You don't know exactly where it's from, but it's not from here.
maybe you want to ask the guy who studied a bunch of different stuff.
If you want to roll intelligence, you can absolutely go for it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's
haven't
what the
noticed
king.
the sword and shield yet, so
Yeah.
I draw Drake's attention to it, but beyond that, I shove it in a bag after that.
Hey, Snack came over here to look at it.
Roll,
Oh,
yeah. Roll.
got to turn off advantage.
That's okay.
Same
We'll
roll
do it
anyway.
Either way. Sneck, if you want to roll intelligence as well, you can.
Sorry, Snack. Yeah.
I mean, I could use history for this, right?
I have no modifier, so this works. Never mind.
A 5. It's a sword and a shield. It's very
Okay.
nice.
anything. And
So-
it's not-
Hold on. It looks like a nice sword and shield, though, right?
Mhm.
And it's like standard size stuff.
It's like human-sized.
It's far too big for Snack to use.
It is too big for you to use, yeah. Like,
Did my
that sword you
14
could use as a two-handed sword. You could try. It would...
I don't want the sword. Snack wanted the shield.
Actually, when
house.
it comes to 5th ed, they do not make a difference between medium and small creatures when it comes to equipment size.
Oh, yeah. Did they get rid of that?
Yeah, it matters if you go larger than that, but for
That's
small
true.
and medium,
I don't want the sword. I just
medium
want the
weaponry
shield.
Can be, made by,
Well,
can be used by
Talon,
smaller creatures.
Talon kind of wants the sword a bit because he does use swords.
Yeah,
Snack
but
wants the
Tal-
shield.
Snack uses shield. Snack would like the shield.
I'm guessing my 14 didn't get anything then.
The 14,
Don't
you're
bring
not
your whole
sure
stack behind.
exactly, but you know that the design of the shield and sword, like the way that the hilt has been made and the filigree and stuff around the edges of the shield, matches something from the southern half of this continent, but not from here.
But let's grab it and roll because
So
we've got
sort of like a southwestern area.
we are on a time limit.
I'll have to look more into that when we get back to Autometh.
Yes.
All right, so
Add it to my list of research topics.
you can add yourself in there, mastercrafted shield and sword. Coming out to the door there, do you guys open that door?
Try to get a good look out before we do it.
Yeah, roll me perception.
You guys coming?
Snack, you gotta move.
Sorry, I'm typing.
And
Also, I also, MB, would you like 5 more daggers? Would
Let me
pistols
check
like more
how many
pointies?
I got. Let's see, how many do I have?
She has yes daggers.
I have 16 daggers.
The one thing she has more of than kazoos.
Would you like 5 more?
Sure.
What do I see outside the door?
The 5 more makes it so now I have 21.
So
21.
with the 20, it's about the same. Like, you can see through the door that there's like a courtyard area and a building across the way.
Okay. Stealthily going out the door.
All right, so moving out the door, let's see if we can actually get it to reveal. There we go. Because sometimes it doesn't want to do that. Bing. So moving out of the door, you are let into like a small courtyard area that connects the two buildings together simply by an external wall. But you do see that there is this other smaller structure while attached by the external wall. That's about it. The rest of this area that you're standing in is open to the rest of the sky. Outside, you do still hear the sounds of a bit of fire, but it is starting to get quiet.
Question.
Yeah.
On the doors, could we arm, say, a trap so that that if someone opens it, it drops one of the fire bombs on their heads?
Do you have a trap with which to do that?
No, but I got materials that I'm wondering if I could rig one up.
I have rope. I have fire bombs. That should be relatively enough.
Does the door look like it locks?
I mean,
but-
it's a large set of wooden doors. They are about 10 feet across and about 15 feet high. They are inset to the stone wall, so you wouldn't be able to like prop something on the lip of the door at the top. Like the stone wall goes over the top of the door, so to speak. So it's not like you could put something on top of the door to have it fall on someone when they open it. But if like out of game, I don't have a huge knowledge of rigging together like drop traps with just rope and napalms, but
We got lumber, or we got.
Well, it's sounding like a lot more time than we.
Yeah,
really have
yeah, I was
to
gonna say like it would take you a while to sort of like MacGyver something together.
take. Is there like a bar we can throw across the door?
Yeah, if you grab one of the pieces of wood from the pile over there, you think you might be able to like jam the door with it so that it maybe doesn't open when people try to open it up.
Okay. Yeah. We'll grab that.
Yeah. All right. So, like, because again, the large wooden doors that are there, the handles are in such a way that they're just like a piece of rope that's looped through the door. So it's like a vertical loop of rope that goes through the door. By passing a piece of wood through both of those loops, it does semi-effectively bar that entrance. So that takes you just like a hot second to grab a little bit of wood and bar that door.
What about the door over here?
Run over there. Can we do something?
Door over there is of the same make. Do you do the same thing?
Take off.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Advise us a little bit more time.
Yeah, so then you grab another like large plank of wood from the pile there, and you bar the other entrance that's at the top, and you now find yourselves in this courtyard area. Again, the sounds outside, like there does seem to still be the sounds of like some fires burning, but it's considerably less chaos than before. And it's hard to tell what's going on out there over the walls and doors and stuff like that, but they're like the sounds of panic have definitely vanished, but it seems like whatever they're doing out there now is mostly cleanup more than anything else. Alright, so you've come up to this door. You're gonna you know what, I'll let you carry the 20 perception. Quad, do you want to also try seeing through the door or no?
Yeah, let's give that a shot.
Yeah, roll me perception. This one's like a standard wooden door. It's of like medium make. Yeah, with that perception, like you can see into the room a little ways. You manage to peek through the cracks. You can see that there's another door that goes north of your position, and there is a table in there. You don't hear anybody.
Sneaking in.
Yeah, the door is locked.
Oh, well, fine then. I unlock the door.
Yeah, you do have a set of keys. It does unlock the door. Sorry, I just wanted to be absolutely sure that we were doing that.
I wasn't going to bother with the keys. I was just going to use my fingers, actually. But
that's okay.
If keys work.
You do have a ring of keys that you've taken off of a couple of the guards. Opening this door, you come into a little mess hall area that appears to be somewhat of a barracks. Hung across the walls on the southern side here, hung across are a large series of the magical bindings that you found on some of those people, those enchanted manacles.
Looting.
Talrin pulls out his stack and just kind of shoves the entire shelf in.
You get 21 sets of those manacles.
Boy, is Mithril Shaw going to be happy.
Clackety clack,
hopeless.
get in my sack.
So, do we really think the king's gonna be okay with us giving those to somebody, seeing as how they could incapacitate our kind?
I think they
Probably,
can
because they're
incapacitate
friendlies.
any kind.
They could also be used against the Empire themselves.
True.
Are
And
they
we-
paired with keys, or they're just the cuffs?
There are a bunch of the cuffs there, and there is 2 rings of keys. Actually, no, sorry. What am I saying? There are 21 sets of cuffs. There are no keys hanging on the wall. But you do have the sets of keys that you have been taking off of the guards so far.
Those
So-
keys would work.
Yeah, there is, on each ring of keys that you've collected from the guards thus far, there is one of them that seems to open some of the manacles, and then another one opens a few others. It seems that they don't put them in places so that people can't find them and then use them to free people who are currently being held in internment before they're inoculated.
Hmm.
Getting up to that door there, I'm going to say, Caleb, roll me perception.
Good.
With a 15.
Hmm.
Okay, so, on the other side of the door, you see, come on, don't be twat, there it is. So you see on the other side of the door, there are a few beds in there. It's hard to see because these doors are not of a ramshackle make, much like the other ones.
Mhm.
But you do see, like, a pair of beds in there. It appears to be like a barracks of some kind, and you do hear talking on the inside, that you cannot hear who is speaking. And same thing for you, Talrand. On the other side of that door, you do see, like, another set of beds and tables and stuff like that. Appears to be some kind of barracks space, and you do hear some talking. It sounds like a good few people are in there.
Snack boats, we take one of these wonderful chairs here and bar this door while we open this one.
I'm gonna say we bar both doors and set the building on fire and leave.
We don't. Okay, there's lots of voices. We don't technically know who's in there yet because we can't see.
Mm.
We could attempt to sneakily open the door and peek and get a better look. But that still would probably be better with barring one door and all being ready to pile in on the other room if need be.
Fair enough.
And then have somebody kind of open the door and try and take a peek.
Bar the door. We'll bar the door that I'm at.
That makes sense.
You hear
Good
someone
effort.
say something frustratingly, and move over to their bed. It is a slaver.
I could definitely see a slaver, gentlemen, ladies.
But we don't know if they're the only people in there.
Where else
Probably
would
not. They were having a conversation, so there was at least 2, probably, unless they're talking to themselves.
It's-
Uh,
probably more slavers though.
Most likely. We haven't found any slavers' barracks so far. They've got to sleep and eat somewhere. We
We
found,
found the high-ranking officer rooms, but not the common slaver barrack.
and that's probably what these are. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to crack my door open a little and get a better look inside.
Roll me a stealth check.
Stealthens.
Yeah.
Remember, plus 10 because of passive without trace.
Is that still working?
You know what? Yeah, because you guys haven't been here for more than a little bit. Like, time's passing for sure, but you are going a little while.
we're running down on it, but it's
Yeah, like it goes for like what, 30 minutes?
a full hour.
A full hour, yeah. So then, like, you guys have been in here for like a bit, but not enough, not a full hour yet. But it is starting to run down. Yeah.
Okay.
Roll me stealth check.
Stealth plus 10. Okay.
Yeah. So
So
27.
27.
You managed to very quietly get that door open a crack and peek in. There are a
Oh.
bunch of slavers in there. Some of them are in varying degrees of dress. All of them have
Gross.
their weapons on them, and they're all just kind of going about their menial tasks. 2 of them are lying on their beds, but they're not asleep.
You said they have their weapons on them.
Yes.
Time to go.
I pull out the rust monster grenade.
It'll
Snake.
raise an alarm, and we don't want that.
And
Mhm.
nobody other than Caleb technically knows what's in that room right now. He's the only one who cracked around the door. He'd have to tell us.
Yep.
Caleb, you tell us?
I tell you, it's just, oh shit, there's about 6 of them in there. They are armed.
Well, what Talrand does...
So we got a big ass table right here that would maybe fit across both those doors.
It would.
What Talrand does is he takes a chair,
Uh-huh.
wedges it in the door that he's at.
Mhm.
Does the door open outwards?
The doors, actually, you know what? Because I was going to be like, well, I don't know if the doors open in or out, but I'm going to say Chicago Fire Code, they actually open towards the exit. So, yeah, both of the doors open towards you.
Well, how convenient.
Let's move the
Talrand,
fucking table.
Talrand
And
takes
we're about
the
to
chair,
prove them how bad that fire code actually is.
wedges it under it,
Okay.
wedges the door,
Yep.
takes the firebomb, and sets it on the chair.
Oh, God.
Fuck.
All right.
You're
Sweet.
gonna kill us.
Grabs another chair and starts moving towards Caleb.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Oh, wait out here.
I'm gonna say you don't have to. You know what? Roll me stealth because you're trying to do this quietly. I imagine.
Actually, does the outside door do that? Does it open outwards?
The outside door, the double doors that are there, also open outwards. Yes.
Okay, I'd probably refrain from using 2 firebombs and just do 1 firebomb on the big door.
Okay.
Just do it here, and we just stack all the lumber right in front of it so that
Well, I'd just walk out the front door with a chair and set it in the middle so that if they rush open the door, it'll fly and shatter on the ground in front of them and
Yeah.
set things on fire.
Now that being said, were that to happen, it would light the area outside the little building there on fire. Whereas if
we
you
need
did
it
it
to that
inside
spot.
on those doors, on one of them even, then there is a good chance that the whole building would be consumed.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'll do it on 1 chair.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna give you that information for free. I'm just gonna be like,
Thank
you
you.
just know that.
Kind
So yeah.
of benevolent, DM.
I just
you-
want to set things on fire.
You bar that door with a chair, and you set the bomb gingerly on the seat of the chair that is barring the
that's
door shut, so that when they do attempt to force the door open, it will start a fire in their mess area, which will, judging by the construction, swiftly spread to the rest of this building. All right.
This hunted dumb in before.
And you do block that other door as well
Yeah.
with another chair. All right, Talrand, roll me a stealth with your plus 10. 23. I will allow it. All right, so then yeah, you do get a chair under each of those doors. Do you also bar the one door leading out, like the double doors leading out of the barracks proper?
Yes.
All right, sweet. So that door gets barred up as well. All right.
After the fire starts, they're not allowed to leave.
They can't get out. Yeah, so you like jam a good number of pieces of wood in between the handles and such on the doors there to stop them from being able to leave. And yeah.
How do we want to split up?
Dracula's coming with me.
Yeah, I have to go with Snack because of his spell.
I'm going with Talon.
I guess I'll go with.
Okay, guess I'm going with Tom.
All right.
Here
So
we go.
I'm
Zubba.
gonna zoom out a little bit here, and I'm gonna bring us up. Okay, so you're heading to the top there, and you 3 are heading, I'm guessing, to the Minotaur first. Is that correct?
Can we take a detour over here so we can grab a weapon for the Minotaur? Because now that he's free of the
Or portaling
shack-
them all out.
Yeah, but just in case, because
Sure.
now that he's free of the shackles,
Yeah,
Ned could use his spell to cure him of poison, and then if he has a weapon, if he's coming with us, if we run into trouble, we got some extra muscle.
Sure. So you make a detour into the weapons locker. You do see like a number of common stuff in there, but amongst them you do see a large 2-handed sword, not unlike the one that some of the other captains were carrying. As you grab that, we'll cut up to the other team on the top. What you guys up to? Oh yeah, you find that the outside of that door there is indeed locked.
Probably with just the bar that all the other ones were.
Yes, it is barred shut, this one. So you
And-
do remove the wood and walk in, I imagine, yes?
And go, okay, ladies,
Time to get
gentlemen, we are leaving.
Guys, gals, not binary.
We are leaving.
Drake!
So yeah, as you guys start gathering them up and moving south through the halls, I will move the icons and stuff as you guys go. The rest of you guys go to the Minotaur, I'm assuming, yes?
Yes.
As you open the door, how does that conversation go for you guys? Who talks to him, and what do you say?
Snack. Snack found your husband.
He sort of silently the Minotaur gets to his feet, standing up, wavering only a little bit in doing so, but manages to get to his feet, gives you a very serious look, waiting for your confirmation.
Your husband is no longer alive. But if you want, we can try and fix that. But not here and not now.
Do you show him the ring?
I don't have the ring. That's not what I took, and I'm not showing him the finger I cut off either.
Yeah, I have
the
the ring.
nose ring.
I have nose ring.
I would have gotten the ring from Caleb, but
Yeah,
Gonna say
as
so.
you guys were splitting up, I imagine, did the those of you who were going to go get the Minotaur take the ring from the rest of the party?
yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll just say that happened, and we'll go from there. So yeah,
Backsies.
you get the you as you present the ring to Ebonhorn, he slowly nods and quietly takes the ring from you and looks very solemn.
It's time to go now. And you need to decide whether him coming back is something you want to look into or not. But
There
you can
there
think
is
on that as you
magic.
go.
There is magic that can revive him, but we
I shall
cannot say
fetch
for
the
not.
others.
We cannot say for certain if we will have it available.
It's beyond us in this moment.
Okay. He slowly, gives you a nod and goes, "All right, so we're leaving then, and you can save my husband."
Maybe. We will try.
We will send you.
He goes, gets to his feet. He, sort of gives his head a bit of a shake, looking around the room at the door, which seems very small, what brought him in. He turns and just, with a massive motion of the horns on his head, trashes through the wall that way. So
How did they get him in there?
they carried him in unconscious. You can squeeze large characters through smaller shapes like that, but it's an effort. But he is making no such effort and has torn through the wall in that direction.
I guess I give him the sword.
Yeah, he takes it from you. He's holding it. You can definitely tell that he's still, laboring under the effects of the medication, so any effectiveness he might have in combat is going to be sort of 50-50, but he's still managing his movement. Alloy, as you entered that room with the other prisoners, and you motion for them to get up, they all nod at you, sort of stumble to their feet, and wobble after you.
We have secured an exit. Please follow me.
Talron, I'm gonna let you carry your 20 perception. You hear, and actually Piffles, as you're there, and the rest of the group is moving in through that area, people
I
start
should
banging
probably
on that
move.
door where you're at.
Oh shit! I'm gonna come around.
So
Guys,
up there,
guys.
people are starting to bang on that door, and you also hear a lot of commotion from inside the barracks.
Town. The big door that's outside. Over there, the one that we're gonna go out of, potentially, or are we going the other way? I can't remember. Anyway, there's people, and I can hear them, and they're over there, and we gotta move.
We're going down. Let's go. Hurry.
All right, so
We gotta go.
this
We gotta go fast.
This group moves, and we're just gonna move them all. There we go. Away they go. Sorry, I accidentally grabbed you. There, I'll put you back up. There you go.
Where? Oh, there.
There you are.
Ah.
So yeah, that group of dudes has moved down. As for the rest of the greenskins, without you.
Helping.
So we'll grab... Nope. Let's try that again. Nope. Let's try that again. There we go. These guys. They're all going to move down there as well. And the other group of dudes that you've grabbed, they all move down there as well.
And me and Talvin are getting the last of them.
Yeah, as you run into those rooms, you give them the signal, and they all nod, and then start making their way to the exit. I've accidentally grabbed you, Talron. I'm very sorry. And they're all down there. So you find yourselves in just like that antechamber, just filled with a bunch of people that are potentially going to be moving along with you. The Minotaur trudges down and opens the door and makes his way to where you guys are.
Okay, so have you given him the finger yet?
No.
Phrasing.
Okay, so Snack goes
Good
over
way
the
to phrase it.
So we are
Snack
going to
goes
talk
over
about
the-
phrasing.
We were told how to activate the teleportation thing, right?
Yes. The small vial of black liquid that you have. I'm also just going to clear my drawings just to make life easier for everybody here, as it's a whole fucking mess. You take out of your inventory the small crystalline vial of black liquid. And outside of the large double doors that are just here, just next to you, you hear a lot of commotion. Because there are people fighting now to get in through the doors that have been barred on the other parts of this building. Also, why is your guy upside down? There we go. That was like, I was scared that maybe I accidentally did that. But yeah, the barracks is fully on fire at this point. You can hear a lot of screaming. And yep, now everybody's making their characters all fucking wonky. That's whatever. And from outside the door, you do hear a lot of stuff.
Snack thinks maybe we should all be going this time. And we'll come back out after.
That's a long trip.
It is a long trip.
Does
Yeah,
anybody
but we
look
don't-
through these doors?
We don't exactly
Alloy
have an
is
exit
more
strategy
kind
right
of
now.
trying to, like, trying to reinforce it a bit more by just holding the doors.
Talon, quick look out the door.
Looking out the door, you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say roll me another perception. Sweet,
Nice.
fuck, my god. You can see a lot of the people, like, because these are like very large doors. There's like a sizable crack between them because this is just where the slaves are usually brought in. You can see that a lot of the fires that were in the tent area have gone out at this point. And all of the slavers are making their way back to the structure. That being said, someone is yelling and calling from the main front entrance to the north of where you guys are, one of the ones that is near the barracks that you guys had barred shut. Someone's yelling about the fact that the door's stuck, and a bunch of others are running to that area to assist in pulling those doors open. One
So they're
guy
distracted.
has had the bright fucking idea of going around the building and is making his way towards you guys on that side.
But it's only one dude.
One guy out here. We can send these guys, kill this guy or hide. I do have that spell still.
Yeah, that's true.
You also have like a veritable army right now.
And
It
then
sounds like
if-
we're trying to walk out of a encampment full of very pissed off people.
they're trying to get into the place, and if we can get out south of them, they won't care. It's
Yeah.
debris and ruin. They're not paying attention. They're paying attention to their base that is very on fire.
Now their
And
base is on fire.
And technically, once we're out of this building and we're away from this building,
We can chuck more fire at it.
not even that. We just look like other people that were at the market.
Most of them have likely evacuated already. But so
They're
Could
focused
still
on the
make an
building.
escape through the destruction potentially. Alloy, you brace the door like you hold it.
Oh, I thought you were saying people were banging on it, but yeah, I'm also, if it's not locked, the Alloy is going to try and keep the door closed until we're ready to go.
It does not appear as though there's a locking mechanism from this side, though the slaver does walk up and attempts to open the door. Roll me a strength check.
Does Alloy get an advantage due to his
Jesus
weight?
Christ.
I'm not a huge creature. I'm still normal size.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're made out of stone and metal.
Same with your
Nope. Okay. So he walks up to the door, grabs the handles, shakes and pulls on them for a couple seconds, and goes like, this one's stuck. And then he runs back the other way.
closer to the fire.
Yeah, he's just like, nope, these doors are locked too, and then just runs back to help the others.
Okay.
He's not going to keep trying to pull on these doors by himself.
So,
Okay.
we have the vial. I think I'm going to entrust it to. Talrand has it actually.
Yeah.
He's sitting on a gold pillow inside his chest still.
It is.
Did the Black King told us how to use to get everyone out, right?
Yeah, just to throw it on the ground. And it would, in this instance, create you a one-way ticket back to the kingdom.
Talrand, is like, the rest of the party, I think we can still escape ourselves to go about our side business.
All right.
I look to the Minotaur, hand them the vial. As soon as we are out that door, smash this on the ground and we'll take you all to the kingdom.
Well, no, it said it opened a gateway. We get the choice to go in.
Well, you could just do it and see what happens.
Well, we don't want to do that. We don't want to make the assumption that it's an instant. It's a guaranteed. If it's like, we don't want to accidentally end up back there because we...
Oh, no.
Jumped the gun.
Throwing it on the ground creates a gate.
Oh, okay, never mind. Then we throw the gate. We
Okay,
can throw it on
yeah.
the ground.
So as you like whip this thing against the ground, it smashes into a whole bunch of tiny, almost impossibly small little crystal bits that sort of dissolve into the air. The black liquid that's there seeps into the ground, into the stone, before suddenly rising up as it seems to multiply in size and forms into a large, swirling black gate. And from in the black gate, that is sort of haloed or surrounded by an aura of that pale blue energy. And stepping out from the black gate is everyone's favorite bone person. It's Benjamin Hyde. Let me see if I can pull him up real quick, because I love him.
Hyde.
I love old Benjamin. So
Benny Hyde.
he pops out, looking a little wider than usual.
Oh,
Come on, there we go. So yeah, this character steps out, Benjamin Hyde, wearing, of course, his usual fineries, his top hat, his monocles, and an impossible mustache that seems to be fixed to his face somehow. As he steps forward from the gate, like almost instantaneously after the gate springs into existence, Benjamin steps out, looks around to the crammed room filled with greenskins and other denominations of monsters. He looks around to them, looks to you, and goes, "Very well done." Taking off his top hat, he tips it to the group of people that are all crammed into the space and goes, "Yes, good afternoon. I'm afraid that regular introductions will have to wait. I am Benjamin Hyde. Our king has offered you places within our kingdom, so long as you come through this gate with me right now, and not wait any further, for I am imagining what is the cavalry." Yes? A lot of the people that are in the room are looking extraordinarily cautious at the current situation, looking between the rest of you that have rescued them and this large gate, and considering their current predicament, they're not exactly certain which one they'd rather be in. The Minotaur, though, who is standing there, stamps one of his large hooves on the ground and goes, "All right, you maggots, let's go!" And he charges forward and dives through the portal.
Wait.
Benjamin,
You can give it to Benjamin there, Smith.
we're going to give Benjamin the finger.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
this
We need to explain to Benjamin quickly that this is the metaphor's husband's finger.
Finger situation.
This-
As some of the rest of the greenskins and other monsters in the room are just like, okay, and they're shrugging and they're making their way through the portal, disappearing through its swirling energies one after the other. You walk up to Benjamin and offer him a finger. He looks down at the finger and goes, okay, what is this?
The large minotaur has just convinced everyone here to go into this without problem. Very recently lost their husband.
Oh,
This
He was in this camp
days.
within a
Days.
day.
I see. Say no more. And he takes the finger and quickly stashes it in one of the pockets in his coat. And he says, I will speak with the king forthwith and ensure that we will be able to get this solved as soon as possible, if it is possible. If the husband of this particular individual has expired within the last 10 days, we will be able to restore them to their full form. If not, then, well, we'll see what other negotiations can take place. Till then, thank you for offering us this opportunity to benefit the lives of those who exist within our kingdom. Drakir, roll me an Arcanum check.
Okay.
Are there any stragglers left in the room, like those who still don't know if they want to go through the portal?
As they...
Ooh, nat 1. No.
Nat 1, okay. So there's just like a fun little detail that now you don't get to know.
Oh no!
Which is all the rigmarole. You don't seem to sense whatever this thing was, just because there's a lot of extra business going on. It seems as though that as more of them pour into the portal, the rest of them that were standing about that aren't necessarily sure if they should go or not, one by one make their way into the portal. As they were sort of like, I don't know, but now they're like, well, I guess, well, if it's a trap, then we're all dead. So we all may as well go. It's better than being here.
Okay, I was gonna say there's beer on the other side. Get to drinking, folks.
Yeah, they're
The
all...
last one that goes
Hi,
beer.
Grace.
What was the name? What was the name that talking skull said last week? The undead king, the necromancer king, which was something like that.
Undead king. I think
The
that's
king
what-
of the dead.
Okay.
They didn't give you a name.
I just wanted to know what the phrasing he used. It was king of the dead.
Underlord.
Black King?
It was it was the king of death.
Benjamin, before you head back, real quick.
Yes.
A little while ago, we found a skeleton that when we picked the skull of a skeleton that when we picked it up, it mentioned a king of death or king of the dead, something along those lines. I don't think I've ever heard the Black King mentioned as this.
He
Also,
pauses for a moment as you mention this and says, "Oh, that is a touch distressing. I will be sure to relay that information to the king forthwith."
well, we probably picked off an underlord who is associated with hell in some fashion.
Oh no! What?
Possibly Satan.
Do go
Snacks.
on.
Sneck shouted into a chasm, into the domain of an underlord. Saltyrus says his regard.
This Shatterguy's a bitch.
Did also specifically spare their priestess, so
Spare my ass, she fell to her
hopefully
feet.
middle ground. But
He at the mention of the name of Chaturga, he removes his monocle and says, "I'm sorry, could you repeat that?"
Shit.
Chiturga's a bitch, and their cleric is lame.
And he redons his monocle and says, "Unfortunately, time is of the essence. I cannot remain and speak with you further, but that is distressing. I will relay that information. Please exit this area as quickly and safely as possible. We do not want to lose you to the surface." With that, he tips his hat, and unless anybody else says anything else, he turns and quickly steps back through the portal.
Talron does tip his hood to him on his way out.
Yeah, sweet. So as he quickly turns, steps back through the portal, and the portal winks out of existence, leaving you guys standing here alone in this building.
Time to go.
Where do we see anybody?
Looking through the doors, you don't see anyone immediately on the other side, but there are still some people sort of running around through the smoking, ruined remains that is a little ways out.
Let's exit and pretty much immediately take a hard right. And
And just sort of like move along the edge of the stuff to try to exit the slave market proper.
yes, exit the stage right as fast as possible.
All right, everybody, roll me stealth. You've
Go
got...
with the plus 10.
Yeah. You've still got a little bit of time left on that.
I'm
Oh, thank
so
God.
sneaky.
Sweet.
God, why am I
Um,
shitting on my rules?
You were still a 15 quad.
Yep.
I'm still a 16 with that. With
Snack
that
at
thing. Or,
16,
sorry,
Quad at
21.
15. And
I am a master of stealth.
For fuck's sakes.
Oh,
would
God.
like
That's as
to,
stealthy as he's been so far.
I would like
I
to
am
do a party poll about whether or not Pass Without a Trace deserves most useful spell award.
For this particular campaign, it's definitely coming in useful, yeah.
MVP.
Play of the game. Now, as you guys exit out, and you're sort of like you move out and you take a hard right and sort of like move through just some of the destruction heading along the side of the inside of the main walls that are surrounding the exterior of the market. A handful of slavers, as they are all running towards the main building, which is now billowing smoke, and there's a bunch of screaming and yelling, and people prying the main doors have been ripped open, and a bunch of people are running inside. Some of whom are, as you can see in the distance, there is a couple more succubi still with them. And other demonic figures moving with the slavers into the building. But two of the slavers do take notice of you as you guys are leaving. So both Sneck and Alloy are kind of eyed by a pair of them as they're moving from the destruction in the main area to the building. They do sort of like look directly at you and watch you guys leave, and then they just turn back to running towards the main building to assist with putting out fires and establishing whatever else they can do to get through there. You guys make it swiftly out of the structure. And there you go. You guys make yourselves back into the wastelands.
When we're right at the exit, how far away is the closest slaver?
When you reach they're all within the building. So once you get within the building, there are some slavers still moving through the wreckage, sort of like digging through the ashes and wreckage, trying to make sure that nothing of value may have been lost or that nobody else was killed. And if someone was killed, that they're identified. You do see them. There's like the closest ones, maybe like 100, 200 feet away.
Is there anything left to burn?
No.
Damn it!
I'm just like fully. This place got fucked.
we use napalm
on dry tents in a desert. Like
they had no real source of water.
This market did not survive.
Talorand can't look smug, but Talorand looks smug.
If here's what I was going to do if there was still something to burn.
Fireball.
Just set it all back on fire.
No, like the burnt wreckage, like some of it's still smoldering, but it's all like it's burnt right down to the ground. A lot of this stuff, because it was all like the wood that was used to construct a lot of these tents was like desert wood, like a drier version of driftwood. So like a lot of this just went up like kindling when you guys set fire to it, which bought you enough time to like move through the building, abscond with those slaves and the manacles, and then disappear.
Desert wood
fire. They didn't put out the fire. The fire just ran out of things to burn.
Yeah, they didn't ever manage to actually stop the fire. They just wanted to make sure the people that were out there were brought to safety before it just consumed the market. And yes, Rob
Oh,
Haggis
well.
was a fire sale.
I just wanted to.
Everything
wanted
must
to-
go.
I wanted an excuse to cast Fireball.
Roll me a wisdom save. Roll me a wisdom save, Drakir.
Ominous.
Save. Okay.
Yeah, wisdom save. Roll me a wisdom save. Yeah. So with an over 20, you know that as you guys are stealthily trying to leave, that if you were to set off a fireball, it would immediately draw attention to you.
Yup.
That would
Well, I-
absolutely, without a doubt, fuck you right now. Like, I don't
just
want to tell
mainly-
you how to play the game, but I will tell you that your character realizes and because I'm describing
Yeah.
a situation and maybe I haven't described it well enough, but you are escaping a slave compound.
I
And
just
if
kind
you
of meant
shoot off a
after we were already
fireball-
safe.
Okay, I was like, you are just at the gates of this whole area, and while everyone is inside, if you shoot off a fireball, you will immediately draw attention to the fact that you are the culprits of this shenanigans.
Yup.
Because Fireball actually does have a range on it, but
Yeah,
yeah.
no, but someone will see. It's the daytime right now.
It was also why I was asking if how near was the closest slaver.
Yeah,
So yeah.
two people have spotted you guys as you guys are leaving. So, while they didn't turn to chase you, they did see you leave, and they're not necessarily sure if you're any kind of culprits or if you were other buyers who are now just leaving now that the destruction is over. But people did see you guys go. So someone did spot you as you left, though they did not immediately give you chase. As you guys move outside the gates and start moving away from the building, you re-enter the wasteland that surrounds that area. And let's see if I can find the music that I
Just
had
keep
for that. There it is. Bam.
Do we want to stop back at Ogden and talk to Calendros before heading off?
I don't know about talking about Calendros, but maybe gaining a sanctuary with the spy
Copper?
network just for a night. Considering a lot of us are burnt out on spells and a lot of us are at most half HP.
Does anybody remember how long of a travel it was between this place and Ogun proper? Because I don't.
I think it
Let's
was
take
only
3
like,
days and call it a day.
I thought it was only like half a day, actually.
That was a few hours.
It was at
Because we
the...
left in the morning and then we got to the slave area kind of midday.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right,
yeah,
and it was
sure.
occluded by magic. So it was magically hidden. Yeah, as I say, you left at just the crack of dawn and got there a little after midday. So you think that if you head back to Ogun, you could probably make it back to that damaged shack he had on the edge of town by just by nightfall.
Let's do
Let's
that.
do with that.
All right. So as you guys are traveling, everybody give me a perception check.
Percep.
You want active or just can we use our passives?
Active.
Finally, Towering gets a low perception.
Here we are.
I rolled a decent perception for once. Usually
yeah.
I don't perceive
Talrin
Oh shit! I'm blind as a
definitely,
bat.
I imagine, is feeling a little more focused on the task at hand of getting there. Now that you guys just sort of escaped a very dangerous situation without having to fight a whole lot of assholes face on, you managed to get going relatively well enough. Drakir is in a similar situation that may be feeling a bit nervous about what's happened. Envy
know.
and Alloy. So
Hello.
Piffles and Alloy, as you guys are moving along, you could swear way back in the distance behind you guys, you could swear you saw someone following you. You're not sure. Because you think you see something,
gonna
but then when you
tell
squint
everybody
your
else
eyes and try to
this.
look closer, they're gone. So maybe it was just a mirage, like a trick of the heat out in the wastes. It's hard to tell.
Guys, my eyes are being weird, and I keep thinking I'm seeing things no.
Yeah, words are
We
hard.
might be followed.
But it's tricksy because I try to look at them and then they go away, and I don't. I'm not holding on to any of the mushrooms still, am I?
No.
Talon tries to take another roll, slightly.
I can't let you roll it again.
No?
I'm sorry. Like, I would love to, honestly. Like, I would love nothing more than to give you another shot at that. But,
If they were
Casting detect magic.
yeah. So you, like, quickly, let that spell off. And you're not feeling anything. You're still feeling that, like, that low sort of, like, thrumming, infernal, demonic sense to this wasteland. But other than that, you're not catching anything. No, not within 30 feet of you guys, no.
All right.
Talon looks around. Does he see a place that we could break all visual contact with everything behind us?
No.
Even just like a hill that's 6 feet high.
It's
All right.
yeah, you know what?
Nothing like big or enormous, just something we need a quick line of sight break.
A dune.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say high or low. Esteban?
High.
It's low. Yeah, where you're traveling here, like, it's really flat. Like, you're looking around and it's just not. You're not seeing it. It's not happening.
There's no
We should
rocky
keep moving, but
Yeah, like, there's just. Oh, and we gotta
I'll be
go
right
bathroom. Okay. No. So as you guys are traveling through the wastelands, like, you don't see anything that could sufficiently break visibility for you guys, in the event that you are being followed.
All right. Well, that's going on. Caleb's just going to pick up Piffles, just put him on her shoulder, put her on his shoulders, just catch up with Talrand, and
If we are being followed, it'd probably be best not to go immediately back to our friends.
Hop, skip, jump, and get the fuck out of here.
And back.
So fast. Yeah. Piffles was picked up by
Caleb.
Caleb. Yeah, I was like, it's either Caleb or Rainer. You guys sound very similar.
Caleb.
But Caleb was picked up by Caleb and hoisted up onto his shoulders to keep everyone up.
Okay, so
Gotta hydrate.
all right, and with that in mind, he's just going to catch up to Talrand, and
Thank you.
Piff, you said that you felt like someone was following us?
Yeah, but every time I try to look, I don't actually see them. Well, I see them, but I don't see them.
Stretch.
All right, I'm
I
just
also
going to
feel like I might have spotted something in the distance.
All right, just going to turn to Talrand. We find a different shack for the night and hold up there. I prefer we don't lead them back to Copper if we are being followed.
What we should try to do is find anything we can hide behind, something 6 feet tall, 4 feet tall, and we can be here for an hour.
6 feet tall. We're in the middle of a desert. I'm pretty much one step away from walking without rhythm.
I am aware, but if we can
That's
find
a
something,
Dune joke for you folks. Sorry.
if we can find something before we hit Ogden, or hell, even in Ogden, we'll go around the corner in town, or in the debris, because there's lots of debris there, and then disappear
Ogden or
for an
Ogden?
hour. Ogden.
Ogden. I
Ogden.
thought so. Ogden was a street I grew up near.
Ogden.
I remember the O, the G, the E, and the N. I thought there might have been a D.
Oh.
I like putting D's in things.
I'm just like that. I think that's where my sister went to high school. Is near there.
But I think it's safe to say we're not going back to the spy network if we are suspicious of being followed.
Not immediately.
That's why we do the hour wait. Well, we can hour wait totally invisible. All of us.
Oh wow, yeah, that's right. Because you got that
Yeah.
jam.
And the reason I've got the magic box.
Yeah,
You got that,
and that can
magic.
and like your ability to like disappear at nighttime as long as you're holding still. That you can apply that to others.
No, inside my magic box can fit like 8 people. We're totally invisible.
Magic box? What? Did I miss something? Did I give you a magic box?
What's in the box?
Oh, rope trick. Right, yes.
Oh,
Right, I
shit.
fucking forgot about rope track.
Like the ropes at 6 feet.
Yeah, it goes up into the air and then it just disappears. And if you
What?
climb it up, it goes into like an invisible space that you can hang out in.
Magic
Oh.
invisible box.
Yeah,
Oh God, it's
yeah,
it's
What?
Mr. President from Golden Wind.
yeah. It's an
This is
extra dimensional space that can be reached by climbing to the top of the rope. The space can hold as many as 8 medium or smaller creatures. The rope can be pulled up into the space, making the rope disappear from view outside of the space. Attacks and spells can't cross through the entrance into or out of the extra dimensional space, but those inside can see out through, as though through a 3-foot by 5-foot window centered where the rope is. Anything inside the space drops out when the spell ends. And it lasts for an hour.
We're traveling, and we go to an area, and we can hide and get into this box. They will come to investigate where we disappeared. So we should be able to see if somebody's following us,
This
and
is-
then
Oh.
probably continue on if they
Devil's
can't
laugh.
find us, assuming they've missed us.
All right, so as the sun begins to set, and you guys make your way sort of into that area, excuse me. Did I not have any sounds for like? I had to have had sounds for deserts and stuff.
You never got Gerudo Desert?
No, just like desert towns. I did get a sound. I forgot to put it on my board, I think, of all the fucking junk I've been getting up to. Come the fuck on me. Whatever. So, you guys moving along through the wasteland quickly make your way to Ogun just as the sun is setting. As you guys are getting there, you say that you're going to move to a shack nearby, but not the same shack that you originally rendezvoused with Copper Shaw in.
Well,
Mhm.
like as soon as we can, and like as soon as we see debris,
Mm-hmm.
Talrand is like, we'll choose the first debris we come across
Okay.
that is appropriately sized. I mean, I'm gonna cut a 2-foot section of rope so that we have to, well, kind of roll into the box.
Yeah, like kind of like crouch down and stand up into it kind of situation.
Maybe a 3-foot section of rope, but
Yeah, okay.
something that's easy to climb into.
Yeah. Yeah, so you like absolutely cut that rope. As you get to that area, like sneaking into the town, you do see like just the first sort of like ruined area, like the first bit of like ruined stuff that you can use to break sight from anyone that might be following you. You set up your rope, casting that spell. Then does everybody else climb on in?
Yep.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Magic weird box.
All right. So, as you guys all manage to climb up into the extra dimensional space, you're all basically sitting inside this little like box in the void, and there is a sort of 3 to 5 foot window that looks down where the rope initially was brought up to it. So you can see down from that 3-foot area. About 20 minutes after you've gotten into that space, you do hear the sounds of footsteps making their way up to where you guys are. They sort of circle and walk around through the area near to you before eventually making their way just about right up to where the rope was pulled up and disappeared. You do see the face of one of these slavers. As he's standing beneath you, he's looking around. Obviously, it appears, at least to you, Talrand, he was following your tracks.
It's actually not possible.
Not possible that he was following your tracks?
Pass without a trace, unless if he's doing it by magic. Pass without a trace means you can only track us by magic.
Did you recast that after it wore off when you left the town?
No, but I'm assuming he was following us before it was exhausted.
Yes.
So he couldn't have been following our tracks before it was exhausted.
No, it seems that they followed you from the town and then picked up your tracks somewhere along the way through the wastes.
Ah.
Yeah. So as he's sort of there, like he comes along to where your footprints were in the dirt below, and he kind of looks around. And,
Does sound travel out of this?
Yeah. Everybody, roll me stealth check.
Yes, yeah.
Da, 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 da.
Boom.
12. Also 12. Sweet.
God damn it, Alloy.
Okay, so.
Guys, I don't think he sees us.
Fucking Alloy.
This was a really good plan.
Just fucking,
I'm not
fucking
sure
sitting
sound
in there.
passes through it.
Attacks
Oh, God.
Attacks can't pass through the
Attacks
out of the
spells
box.
can't pass through it, which would imply, unless if I want it, things can't pass through my dimensional portal.
Attacks and spells can't, but you can see and hear through the hole. So some amount of transference of information does take place, though the DC for it is incredibly low. However, Quad still boofed it. So he just sitting there like, hey, you guys, I think it's pretty okay in here. I don't know if he's going to see us. Like something else. Either way, some like small part of your physiology sort of ticks or springs or makes like a small scrape or a clank that the slaver does hear. He does immediately stand up. Thankfully, when he does so, it is just next to where that hole is. So he doesn't stand up into the hole.
Kind of wish he did.
That's good.
Yeah, he stands up next to it, and you see him quickly like turn around and look about. And after about 10 long seconds, he goes, I must be hearing things. And then he sort of turns and shouting out to somebody like, nah, I lost them. He runs off.
Nice.
Okay. Before we leave the nice shiny space bubble of niceness,
Yeah.
since we have
safety bubble?
time, and yeah, we're in a safety bubble, and because I don't trust that won't come back to bite us in the ass still,
Right.
Sneck is going to take the time and cast that.
Sure. Yeah, up to 6 creatures of your choice that you can see within range each regain hit points equal to 2d8 plus your spell casting modifier. This spell has no effect on undead or constructs. So everybody roll 2d8 plus. What's your modifier?
I was just gonna just roll for everybody since it has additional
Do
effect.
it.
Yeah, sure,
Do
go
it.
for it. At higher levels, yeah, you can use this spell.
Snake Eyes.
It's still 10 healing. Because I have +4 wisdom, and then because
Healing
I'm
is
a
increased by
I get
1d8.
2 plus the spell level, which is another 2. So
Just
it's
because it's Snick, we're ignoring the not affecting undead.
Yeah, when you cast it at a higher spell slot, it increases
Oh,
by
no.
an additional d8. But
I didn't
so
do that.
you're just doing it at level 2. It's 2d8 plus your is your modifier 8?
no.
Everyone in the chat is going Snake Eyes.
Oh my god.
No. Because I'm a light cleric, anytime I cast a healing spell, it heals for an additional 2 plus the spell's level.
Oh, there you go. All right, so sweet.
So
Okay,
4
excellent.
modifier, 4 from that because it's a level 2 spell. It's still 10 baseline, even with Snake
That
Eyes.
is still a 10 at its lowest integer. So who gets the 10?
Everybody, all 6 of us.
Oh, cool. I thought everybody would roll
Nice.
separately. But okay, so everyone gains 10 HP.
Sweet.
Was already at full HP. Because nothing ever tried to attack me.
I was not at full HP. So
Healing
this was
spell.
10 HP we get?
Yep.
10?
You get an extra 10
I'm also gonna spend a hit die.
Yeah, because as you
I
guys
guess
are
this
standing in there, you can take like what's considered to be a short rest while you're
If
up
we're
in this
doing a
space.
short rest, then do I have that? I do have Song of Rest. So I'm going to cast that. Hang
Do
on.
I? I'm a sorcerer, so I don't think I have any abilities that recharge.
There you
I'm
go.
just a
So that-
sorceress.
Being at second level, you can use Soothing Magic or Oration to help revitalize your wounded ally during a short rest.
Yes, and any of you who are still injured, burn a hit die on your short rest and
So-
heal.
Yeah, and everybody, like, by spending one or more hit die, or each of those creatures regains an extra 1d6 of hit points.
Sweet.
Here we go.
So, Quad, you get an extra 8 from that because you rolled that plus an extra d6. Anybody else, if you want to take your short rest, you get back with this Song of Rest. You roll one of your hit die to regain, and then you can roll an additional d6 on top of that. This is a thing we don't see a lot in D&D, is people taking, like, short rests to recover spells and health. But it is something that can happen. And short rest is, like, was it, like 15 minutes?
30.
Hour.
I think so.
It's like a 30-minute.
Pretty sure short rest is an hour.
It's not too.
Maybe. 1 hour.
Fifth
Yeah.
ed short rest is an hour long. All right, yeah. So you do have some of your short rest, which takes place inside the extra dimensional space, and the rest of it, because it was 20 minutes before that guy came by, and I'm going to say that you guys maybe waited a little bit after he left before playing music. in
But
your
we'll just
space.
kill here, basically.
All the meat bags should also just take the time, have snacks,
Eat food if you need.
eat your halfling jerky.
Sure.
I
I
eat
think
the
halfling
halfling jerky.
His Cutie's just like, so Piffles is sitting there like, since we have a break moment, I'm going to cast pretzels. Just like, hands them out to everybody.
Pretty much.
I'm officially halfling jerky.
I'm gonna eat some of the wilted flowers that are in my pockets. Some
Yep.
halfling jerky. And some granola. I'm gonna make it into a salad.
Yeah,
Salad
so-
made mostly of people.
It is a granola made from, granola held together with honey and bugs, some wilted flowers that you picked from several days ago, and some halfling jerky that you created some ways back. You create a salad that only a goblin could eat.
Good thing I'm a goblin.
Yeah.
Ha.
Unfortunately for me, being a sorcerer and it being at full health, a short rest does not benefit me.
And that is okay.
Benefit.
Oh, Valorant, but I don't eat pretzels.
Pretzels.
Imagine Piffles ramming them into his jaw.
Just like mushing them
Stick
against
them
the
in
front
his
of the wooden
ribcage.
mask.
Yeah.
Just like grinding them against the front of the wooden mask. Just like mush, mush, mush.
Im.
Okay, weren't we
Um,
supposed to bring something back to Kalandros?
Nope.
No?
Oh,
Mithril Shaw, yes, but not to.
Calendros just wanted the slavers wiped out.
True.
First,
I mean, we
but,
didn't kill all the slavers, but we took all their magical cuffs. We burned their
killed-
barracks to the ground. We burned their market to the ground,
Oh,
A
no.
little bit of a sizable blow.
I thought
and
Kalandros-
we freed all their slaves.
Who wanted chunky jewelry?
Isn't that copper? Also Mithril Shaw?
Yeah, Mithril Shaw wanted some, but I don't think she wanted all of them.
No, Calendros did just want them wiped out, and if you would like to bring him back any of the chunky jewelry, he said he'd appreciate it.
Okay, so I'm not crazy.
No, like he was just like, yeah, no, if you come back this way, like any of that gold would be nice, but
I wouldn't mind giving him some just because it'd be nice to have another ally out here.
gotta feed the bees.
So we'll pop on over to. So after the spell ends, we'll pop on over to Copper Shaw.
Sweet.
I make sure that we're not being followed.
Yes. Well,
I also didn't say anything yet, but I also noticed the picture of the guy being thrown off the palace.
Yes, he's still up there. There's
Well,
at the top of
been
that.
up
Hold it. We can't see it on stream. Hold on. Let me move it over. There he is, up top there. I didn't know that when I grabbed this picture off of Google to use as a background, but there is a man being yeeted off the top of a palace.
I drew that in like sessions ago.
Yeah.
You drew that?
quad.
Like a
That was
long
you?
time ago.
I may or may not have added the eat.
Yeah, if you zoom in, Doc, it's quite literally like stencil drawing.
Oh, son of a bitch! They were fake this whole time. I thought I fucking goofed it. I thought that I just randomly grabbed this picture and didn't notice that there was some dudes getting thrown. Fucking hell!
My artwork.
You guys suck. God damn it! Oh,
It's Cusco's poison.
It's canon now. The DM said as much.
God damn it! Yeah, whatever. All right. So as the spell ends, anybody who's searching for if you guys are being followed,
was about to
go
say,
ahead and
before-
roll me perception.
Just before the spell ends, Tyrone sticks his head out the hole and does the scan around. Do you let
Just
me
imagine
disconnect-
from roll me perception.
do you let me just literally pull my head off and stick it down?
You know what? For
Because
sake
you're
of comedy, yeah. I'll say that you literally just like pop off your head, hold it down through the hole, and then like turn it around like a fucking like periscope.
Periscope.
Yeah, reverse periscope. Boom.
Tauren cannot roll perception after leaving the dungeon.
Neither can Dragair.
I can.
Yeah, Alloy expertly scans
Target spotted.
expertly scans the area, looking around for anything that you guys can find. You do not see anyone. Each of you that have scanned, you can see the tracks of the slaver that was following you leaving off into the distance. But it appears as though the coast is clear.
Alloy found the switch to turn on his motion tracker.
Lose it again, I'm sure. But let's head out to Copper Shaw.
All right. As you guys pop out, the spell does wane off, and you finish your rest there, and then move on over to the cottage, where normally you would find Copper Shaw. You do head into the cottage, and it is empty and dilapidated.
Like the same empty and dilapidated it was before, or
Yep.
extra empty and dilapidated?
Same as it ever was, from what you remember from the last time that you guys were here. So yeah, the lever that's on the wall is in its upright position, so the entrance to the underground area is still occluded.
Can Snack just like yank the lever and then like with thaumaturgy be like, Mr. Shaw, we're back.
Hello, this is Heinrich, the man who sent 36 wolves into your house this morning.
Hello, this is Heinrich. Yeah, so you just yank on the lever. Immediately, the sort of secret entrance thing opens up and gives way to the stairs that lead down into the secret underground area. Do you shout after him?
Yes.
God damn it, Snack.
See, this is a long list of people that are never going to want to talk to you again. That's cool. So, you make your way down the stairs after yelling that, and you find the cellar area empty.
Oh.
Huh.
Do we see any evidence of why it's empty, or is they're just not here right now?
Well, you see that there's a candle on that table that is smoking.
They were here not too long ago.
But they know us. Why would they run?
Take a good look around the room.
Maybe because somebody yelled.
I had yelled, Mr. Shaw, we're back.
Yeah. And spies don't like being called out.
Oh.
You used thaumaturgy. It was, like, deafeningly loud. You dummy. You dumb dummy.
Snack didn't want to surprise them and get stabbed for surprising them.
Gonna
Where
get
did people
stabbed
here-
anyway.
Position
Just-
pretty much guarantees you're going to get stabbed.
And Snack thought they were friends.
Caleb says
They still don't like being yelled
to
at.
the rest of the group and just they're not.
Please come out. We
Well,
are
the
just
only-
trying to be friendly.
The only thing I
Alan addresses to the rest of the room.
The entranceway behind you creaks and then shuts, seemingly of its own volition. One of the large, sort of dilapidated kegs that just made up one of the walls there, seemingly part of the wreckage, pops open, and Shaw pokes his head out, looking extremely frustrated.
We brought you shinies.
Indeed.
I would like.
He like
Alright.
crawls
Caleb
out of
says-
the keg, puts the thing. Angrily, one of the two twins, the sister of the two, stomps into the room, and Coppershaw quickly puts up his hand in a motion to stop her. She shoots your group daggers out of her eyes, and turns and just sternly, sort of like while maintaining eye contact with Sneck, walks out of the room through the other entrance into the sewers.
Alright,
We're going to try to keep ride herd on him. He is very new to anything other than
He's new
anything
to
other
people
than
stuff.
scrubbing floors and worshiping a king.
Yes,
Can I roll something to see if Snack even notices that this person was angry at
yeah,
him?
roll me insight.
Insight. Oh, that I might actually get.
Yeah, these people hate you. Like, if he hadn't put up his hand, you're positive that woman would have killed you. With the way that she was walking, she was extraordinarily confident in her ability to assassinate the shit out of you. So yeah.
Snack just kind of just drops his shoulders and just looks all sad. And then just like gets his head.
Fucking, and he goes, yes, so, next time, don't yell my name in the middle of our secret base.
But there was no one around and I didn't want to surprise you.
Well, if there wasn't anyone around, you're definitely going to get someone's attention and draw them over here. If you opened up the entrance, we're cautious for people coming in this way, but then you're drawing attention to I'm going to have to light this on fire and move it now.
Alright. That being said, Caleb's just gonna close the secret entrance and just turn to Sneck. Yeah, remember when there was a guy following us?
But he's gone.
We went
He
through
could-
so much trouble to lose them.
He could still be nearby. And if he's nearby, your shouting may have brought him back.
But I shouted into the hole.
Echoes are a thing.
That's how sound works. Yeah.
Snack has 10 intelligence
Yeah.
and doesn't do people.
Yeah, 10 is not dumb. Snack is acting dumb.
Yeah, 10's average, but it's fair if he's, spent a lot of his time. He's not necessarily used to spycraft, so it's...
No, like, Snack honestly was trying not to surprise these sneaky rogue types because he didn't want to surprise the sneaky rogue types.
That's fair. And we are explaining to Snack that
he
Don't do that again. Yeah.
He goofed a little bit.
Yes,
So
he
that's,
goofed a little bit.
that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's just like, right, so I'll just, I'll have to move the entrance. That's fine. That'll take time. You were successful, though? Yes?
yes. Is everyone okay with us giving us some thank you money to Mr. Coppershaw here, like along the lines of 10 platinum coins
Yeah, we brought Chinese for him.
for all his help, and maybe I don't really want to do this, but maybe some of the poison that I've been holding on to, some of the the drowsy poison, just an
the stuff we
apology and a thank you.
Oh, yes. Is everybody okay with that? Like, does anyone object?
I got no problem.
Nope.
Alright, just gonna turn to Talrand. You might want to throw in a couple of those shackles there as well.
I mean, I ask if he has any use for the cuffs, but
Enter Steven.
we've been collecting them for Mithril Shaw, right?
Either way, they're going to the spy
He goes,
network.
Oh, we can pass those along to Mithril for you if you don't want to hang on to them. And we'll happily take any other donations towards the spy network if you have anything you'd like to give to us.
Yes.
Can Snack give him his old shield?
That
If
does
you
bring up-
want, yeah. Like
bring up
you offer it. Do you
question.
offer it to him?
I offered my old shield.
And he goes, "Oh yes, thank you." And he takes it, puts it on the table.
Talrand asks what he makes of this mastercrafted sword.
Taking the sword, he sort of like furrows his brow a little bit, turns it over in his hand a bit, and goes, "You know, under normal circumstances, I wouldn't say that this is anything out of sorts, but this appears to be a noble's weapon from Alderth."
Is that the one where my daughter is?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's been a long time since we've seen the map. And
That's okay. Do you guys want me to give you a copy of the map? I can send it. So
That would be
That might help a little
Yeah,
bit.
if you, like,
If
what would
you
be
wanna
really
have a
helpful is if you could, put the map as a document we can just access in the library,
Sure, yeah, we could do that.
like Shaman's List kind of thing.
Yeah, all right. You know what? Let's do that. Because I have that right there. Let's...
Shit! I just realized I forgot to look for brimstone in that cave.
Oh, we're not going back now.
Map.
It probably won't be the only time we'll be near Brimstone. Nothing to worry about it.
Muron. All players can have this. Can only be edited by me. Let's now go to here. Let's put that in there. There we go. Yay. All right, so now there is a thing that you guys can play with.
Yay! Now we
Go
can.
into the journal.
Now we
there's a
have.
map
No,
of Emer on there.
now we have no excuse to get a name wrong.
Well,
Well,
I'm mispronouncing it, but yes. But yeah, turning the sword over in his hands, he's like, "Yeah, this is a noble sword from Alderth. Where'd you find this?"
In the slaver camp we burnt to the ground, like
In the-
specifically
Well,
inside
mostly burnt to the ground.
inside the fortress.
Inside the main compound.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
that's
found the
distressing.
shield too.
Shield. Oh, and then do you show him the shield?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Snake's carrying it, so.
Yeah. He doesn't touch it, but he does lean down and inspect it closely. He goes, "That's very curious." Yeah, these two items are from the same set. You can see here, and he sort of it gestures to the sort of like some filigree work done along the blade matches some of it that's along the edge of the shield. And he says, "This is part of a set. So whoever this belongs to, it belongs to the same person. That there," and he knocks the center of the shield where there's a large symbol of what appears to be an eagle gripping. Like in one talon has a sword, and in the other talon has, I'm going to say, a hammer. And he says, "This is the seal of the house of whoever they are. I don't know which house it is, but it is a seal from them."
We'll talk to Silver Shaw when we get to Alderth. But yes, no. So Talrand hands over 10 platinum, and he looks more regrettable about this one. The rest of the poison supply that he has.
Oh, the like the sort of inoculation drowsy stuff.
Yeah, the drowsy poison. I feel like it'd be really useful for spies.
Yeah, no, he happily takes the money and the poison, and he like sort of turns the poison over in his hand a little bit, sort of looking at it through the light that in the dim room, and goes, "Yes, no, this would do the trick. I can see why they'd have this. There's no antidote for this stuff. You just got to wait for it to wear off."
Or use magic to cure it.
Indeed, it's good for keeping people, complacent and whatnot. Ugly business. Did you manage to rescue some of your friends?
Oh yeah, we managed to get essentially the entire fortress out.
Oh, good. Wow. Clean work.
And we also managed to burn most of the fortress down and kill a lot of the slavers.
Oh, that's good. I can pass that information on to Lord Calendros. If you had to ballpark like a percentage figure, how bad are their numbers, do you think?
We probably killed. I'm gonna go with, like, there was 10 in either of those rooms plus extras, so about 20-ish.
And I think we killed their leader.
Oh shit.
Well,
Huh.
No, we didn't
No?
kill the leader.
We dispersed their leader. Their leader was
We
Up.
kicked her ass and she's no longer in this dimension.
Oh, that works. Okay.
priestess of the demonic underlord that probably runs the rest of the Blasted Plains to our east.
I'm sorry. So you're saying the entity that is infecting the wastelands of Oron was
Is a
somehow
demon.
connected to the slave
Or-
trade?
Yeah, they were sacrificing the slaves, or at least some of them.
He
The
furrows
women?
his brow and strokes his beard with
They were-
what remains of his fingers.
Talron
and-
suddenly tries to recall.
Yeah?
Were any of the slaves upstairs women?
Yeah, there was a mixture of women and men.
Okay. Just down in the cave, you were specifically said the two were women. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, were they being specifically sacrificed?
Not that you could tell, no. I was trying to be specific about their description because they were the only two that were there. Whereas like the other rooms had a bunch, and I didn't want to get too much into it. As he goes,
We also scared off a succubus back to her home realm.
oh shit. Were there other demons?
We know there's at least 2 other succubi.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's distressing.
Yeah. The portal did get shut.
Oh,
So
there was a portal.
Oh yes, no, there was a giant fiery chasm into a hellscape below.
Well, fuck my buttons. And he like sits down in the chair next to the table, and his eyes wide. He's like, "Ooh, that's gonna make for an awkward letter."
Well, they
Because they're not.
they quickly shut it after Snake shouted the name of our king into it.
And, the succubus ran away through the portal and we dropped their cleric into it.
So, the person who was in charge of the slaving was a cleric of this entity. And after shouting the name of your king through their portal, it shut the portal.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you more questions about who your king is.
The king is great.
It must be. I don't know what to tell you.
Snack.
I take all the underlords consider themselves rivals, from what I understand, and I get the feeling that this one did not want our king interfering with his work. He shut it out more out of anger rather than fear.
Interesting. And he continues to stroke his beard.
There's the king, and there's a bunch of people who want to be the king but suck.
Yes.
He nods and he goes, "Oh, that's a fair opinion, I imagine."
Hopefully, with the reduction in the number of sacrifices into this demonic realm, that was likely feeding the demonic attacks on the town, those should lessen. Because we also learned that, I don't think we shared it with you, that I think we did share with you that the Lost Adventurers were returning as demons. But I suddenly suspect that a lot of these sacrificed slaves were also returning as demons.
Well, that's certainly possible. That would also explain where... Because, the amount of slaves that must have been moving into that camp. And only some of them were being purchased by lords and such from other towns. And from the Empire itself. Why, though? He continues to sit quietly, stroking his beard.
Likely to spread the influence of their underlord.
Indeed.
From what we've encountered, underlords tend to be territorial megalomaniacs bent on destruction and doom.
How recently have the slavers started to carry around all that chonky gold?
That's an interesting way that you should say that. What if the gold is itself connected to the entity that runs the ruins of Oron? The chunky gold that those slavers were carrying, it could be somehow connected to them, but I don't know how.
Jackie, I have a question.
And what would that be?
What do you know about ritual sacrifice?
What do I know?
Yeah, roll me an arcanum check. Not a lot. You do know that there are rituals that give up a person's life force as fuel, and that is one of the biggest and most powerful ways in which other entities like gods and such gain strength. That if they want, like, worship gives them power, but sacrificing something to them also gives them, like, a huge boost up front. Some cultures consider it to be sort of like killing the goose that laid the golden egg kind of situation, where if you do that, if you decide, like, yeah, sure, I'm just going to go ahead and kill all these people to gain all of their souls as immediate power to use in magic, then sure, great, it works, but now you have no other power coming in. Being worshipped gives a smaller trickle of energy, but it's a smaller trickle of energy, but it is a constant source, so long as those worshippers remain active.
I should, everyone.
Hey, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be able to make a religion check for the same reason?
Sure, why not? Yeah, at 15, you also know this, but, like, not a whole lot of other stuff can really be told. Most of the entities you're aware of that may partake in these sorts of practices would be mostly just gods, or greater beings from other dimensions.
The Black King did not exactly have a lot of books on this subject, as he does not particularly care for sacrifices.
I figured as much. The only reason I ask is because I have a theory. What if they were bringing in these people originally to be sacrificed, but there's a selection process? They're looking for something specific in the sacrifice that the entity requires. If they don't have it, they're sold off as slaves. If they do have it, they're sacrificed or turned to demons or whatever.
It's hard to say. I mean, honestly, we don't know much more about these entities.
My personal theory was they just started out as slavers, but
Yeah.
but as Calandros said, there's treasure out there that those people go looking for, and it seems to be in the hands of the demons. So I figured maybe the demons started buying up the slaves.
It's
Why would
entirely
demons buy
possible. I
slaves?
feel like these slavers and the adventurers that are going missing in those ruins and all these people being sacrificed are somehow connected. But I'm not necessarily sure how.
To gain power to the demon underlord on a base level.
Oh, of course, but I mean, to what end? I mean, if they
Well-
do gain enough strength and they could start another war with the Empire of Bavalden, but I can't imagine that's going to go terribly well for them.
Well, it would gather strength for the entity at large. It would also provide funding for their organization for, like, rations, weaponry, armor, materials, even mercenaries if need be.
It could just want to cross dimensions and come to our world.
And it's a
And
slow.
it can go fuck itself for thinking that.
It's a slow rot that the Empire might not take too seriously until it's too big of a problem.
Indeed.
And
If
The
you put a frog in a pot of water, and the water is of a boiling temperature, the frog will jump out immediately. But if you put it in a pot of water and then slowly bring the water to a boil, the frog will boil to death.
The Empire seems to be ignoring problems that crop up around them. How many kingdoms, ruined lands, ruined farmlands, and towns are around their empire these days?
Well, I have no love for the Empire. I would not feel good about the innocents that would get caught in the crossfire.
Acolyte's deck covers Piffle's ears at the mention of boiling frogs. Aw.
No boiling frogs.
But yeah,
She has a frog.
he does nod to Talrand and go, yes, no. After the Empire established itself on the continent as its dominant force, some of the towns to the edge or some of the smaller institutions seem to have fallen to ruin for one reason or another. There is suspicion amongst the people in different towns that are still prospering as to why that may be happening. It's one of the reasons why folks like myself exist within the network.
I'm starting to get the feeling that all these calamities may be the work of different underlords.
Indeed. My biggest concern at this juncture is if entities like that start warring with each other, it puts a lot of innocent people at risk. No offense to your king, but he does pose a considerable threat to the surface world here.
No.
Also,
No.
King wants nothing to do with up here.
Any
King
empire
just
with
wants people to leave us alone down there.
any empire with power poses a considerable threat to people.
Indeed.
The empire itself, especially from our perspective, perceives us as nothing more than livestock to be slaughtered. And from our interactions with Mithril Shah, I would suggest they don't think much of Mithril's kin either, and they share a similar opinion to us that the Empire is already extremely inherently bad.
They do have a very hard stance on your kind, that's for certain. This is all... There's quite a bit to consider here, certainly.
My particular kind notwithstanding, as I do understand why.
And that's the thing, though. The Empire really can't tell the difference between you, and he points at Talrand, and you, and he points at Piffles. You're all the same, as far as they're considered, all undesirables in their eyes.
It's the problem. For me, I can understand how there might be some troubles telling the difference. For I have many kin who are mindless monsters who do nothing but try to eat your face off.
Yeah, there is sort of a bad reputation there.
The goblins only do it if you ask them, or if they're really feral tribes, but feral tribes of humans do the same, so...
Yes, it has been known to happen from time to time.
That being said, if you're sending a letter to Kalendros, we'd also like to send a gift along. Is everyone okay if we send, 10 pounds of the chunky jewelry we collected to him?
Yeah, he did
How much
ask.
do we have at this point?
Go for it.
It's 31 pounds of the chunky jewelry.
Jesus.
Yeah, we got a Piffles amount.
A Piffles amount.
Chunk.
Yeah, that's going to be a ton of money.
We have more chunky jewelry than Snack weighs.
I was saying, we have about a Piffles amount.
I'm
Technically-
2.6 and 28 pounds.
I mean, technically, everyone is lighter. Everyone is heavier than Talrand.
This is true.
Dry bones are extremely light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so... Well, I mean, we are in a bit of a situation for sure.
Hopefully, the situation will temporarily improve. We don't have a good solution yet.
Indeed.
We
Hoping
don't.
that can fix in time.
We don't think it will end up in open warfare. It will
Oh,
It will likely be covert strike parties like us coming to deal with other underlords.
Well, I mean, covert strike parties are not. Your underlord is choosing to your benefactor is choosing to work quietly. And I have to say, I do find that to be, amicable in a sense, that he continues to move in the shadows as he has been. Can't say the same for the other entities that may wish to clash with him.
Oh, if he chop.
And though you may be working, with a degree of subterfuge, you did just light an entire compound on fire. That is going to get some folks' attention. We
That
do
was-
Correct.
need to
A
be
request.
sure as we continue to move forward, we need to make sure that we're being careful. I know it was at the request of Lord Calendros, certainly. But all the same, we must be careful.
We were gonna leave. We have other places to go.
Yeah, we gotta go place.
Yeah, but we gotta crash somewhere for the night. Well, I'm nearly out of spells.
Well, you can
Mind
crash
if we-
here. We'll move this facility tomorrow morning.
Apologies for that.
Yes, well, it happens. You're not spies, so, you know. it goes about in that sense. Now, you said you're heading to Alderth. Actually, no, sorry, you didn't. You said, whereabouts are you heading next, if I can ask?
Well, no, we said in a previous conversation because he knows we're going to go see Silvershaw, so he knows we're heading that
I
direction.
don't think he knew we were going there next, and so I do believe we're next heading to Alderth to talk to Silvershaw.
Oh, you're going to... Okay. I could send a letter ahead to him if you'd like.
I would appreciate that.
He could
Also,
maybe meet you on the road. You could help him out with some things.
would you be willing to sit us down throughout the night and just some little bit extra time and give us a brief overview of your trade craft so we don't step on any more toes?
Well, yes, it's one of those situations where if you're, well versed in something, it seems simple to you, but not as obvious to others, and it does sort of sneak up on you like that, you know. So, as it were, certainly, I could, as we stay here quietly this evening, I can sort of give you a rundown on how we do business. Obviously, I can't give you too much information. Don't want to betray the order and whatnot, but yeah, I can give you some of the basics.
The do's, the don'ts, the cultural faux pas.
Yeah, I can probably give you one cultural faux pas right now. And that would be don't open the secret door to the base and shout!
Yes,
And he was sorry.
he's sorry. This was mostly to try and get that information without being condescending there, Caleb.
Yes, of course. So he's well, okay. So as the rest of the evening passes, you guys eat portions of whatever food you need for the night, and get a good night's rest. He doesn't light any more candles or anything like that, and does walk through sort of a basic understanding of the business that they get up to, being spies. And it's mostly things like, whenever you're meeting at a secret location, you have to do it quietly. They use symbols that is like thieves can't, which he says is going to be way too complicated to try to explain to you in terms of what symbols mean what. But those symbols are very typically only known by those who are sort of practiced in that trade. Discretion is key, and discretion is not something he can necessarily tell you about straight up, but you can intuit it, you can kind of figure it out as you go along.
I actually think whenever we have downtime, Caleb could actually teach Thieves' Cant to other party members.
Specific phrases, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can probably teach specific phrases because I imagine Thieves' Cant is sort of the language that it would take years, if not decades, to perfect.
It is
feel like
something
the
that
big thing
definitely
about-
takes a lot of time. At least a year to pick up the basics.
But I feel like the big thing about Thieves' Cant is,
Like English as a
there-
second language. Or
it's
Well, the thing
it will
about
be a constructed language based off certain things. So even the same phrase might not mean the same thing all the time.
Yeah, like it depends on context. Like,
I also think at least the player's handbook states the main reason you can't learn Thieves' Cant is because it's a secret language and you don't have anywhere. Most people don't have access to a means to learn it.
yeah, like imagine, if you will, trying to explain memes to like a very old relative. That's kind of what Thieves' Cant is. Is trying to be like, yeah, this is Pepe, and they'll be like, why are you showing me this? And you have to like try to explain what memes are and then what each meme means and like the context of certain memes and what that even constructs to. Like it's very complicated, and it gets very sort of like strange and almost frustrating to understand for people that weren't like born and raised in that culture.
Why does this cat want a cheeseburger?
Yeah, and like even then, like explain to an old person why a cat wants a cheeseburger.
Why does this red
Like-
midget know the way? What is the way?
And that's the thing, is that like to us it makes sense and we laugh, but no. Like to other people it is almost impossible to explain. It's sort of one of those things you just kind of have to live through in order to get it.
Now that being said, we can't really do it tonight, but Talron, Drakir brought up writing scrolls at some point, and I believe the ruling was we both had to do it if we were trying to transcribe one of my scrolls.
Oh,
Well-
right, yeah, you guys wanted to do scribing stuff.
I can't. We can't. We do not have a time to do a
Yes,
full.
I
scroll,
literally opened this line of discussion with, "We don't have the time tonight."
Yeah.
Oh,
but
Please
yes.
listen to what I'm saying.
Yes, we can absolutely get into that at another time.
But I was mostly going to check with Coppershaw if we could acquire all the required materials for it, because it requires 250 gold pieces of materials.
He like as after he finishes talking to you guys about sort of the ins and outs of spycraft in a basic sense, he goes, "Yes, no, I could maybe talk to some people, get my hands on some things, and bring it back to you in the morning if you'd like."
I would appreciate that. We've got some travel time, and I plan on trying to scribe a scroll so that we can have an emergency. We need to be more invisible than we usually are, spell.
Okay, good. That works. And he takes his leave for the rest of the evening, making his way into the town proper to shadily pick up some of the materials required. And what kind of how much do you pay him? Like, how much do you want him to pick up?
Is everyone subtracting this from the party loot pile?
I mean, whenever I've been scribing a scroll, I've been pulling the funds out of my personal funds.
Okay, I cannot afford to buy to scribe a single scroll of this. So,
I'm okay with you taking. Snack is okay with money coming out of what little bit Snack might have. This is for the party, just like the warding bond rings were.
Yeah. So yeah, because it is for the party. I don't think anyone's going to care if you take it from the party funds.
Any
for
objections?
reference, we have about 2,000 gold coins.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. I don't.
Talron would like to use 500 so he can get the materials for 2 scrolls.
Let's do it.
All
Let's
right.
have a bajillion platinum. Like, we picked up a ton of platinum.
Yeah. So you give him 500 gold pieces. He goes into town and comes back with we're just gonna say like miscellaneous scroll scribing materials, as I'm not exactly sure what that is, but yeah, he brings it back to you.
It's mainly parchment and ink.
Yeah. And like whatever other bits and bobs and odds and ends that you need for that sort of thing. And he has it like sort of wrapped up in a neat package, brings it back to you, and hands it over as the sun begins to rise.
Oh, one last thing before we, with the whole going to sleep thing,
Hmm.
does anybody not have full hit points right now when we were going to go to sleep?
Well, it's a long rest. We're automatically
Yeah.
going to go to full anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know the full of a long rest?
Not all the way full, but
No.
Yeah, it's how many hit die you get back that's limited.
yeah.
No,
I think you-
Yeah, long rest is a period of extended downtime, at least 8 hours long, during which the character sleeps for at least 6 hours and performs no more than 2 hours of light activity, such as reading, talking, eating, or standing watch. If the rest is interrupted by a period of strenuous activity, at least 1 hour of walking, fighting, casting spells, or similar adventuring activity, then the characters must begin their rest again to gain any benefit from it. Which is nice because it's like, something attacked you in the middle of the night and everybody woke up and defended themselves and then went back to bed. Doesn't interrupt the long rest. You don't have to start over.
That's a nice change.
Yeah, that is a nice change because that fucking sucked in 3.5. Also, if you sleep for 6 hours and then stand watch for 2 hours out of the night, that does not impact your long rest for those of you who are spellcasters who
Also
need
nice
8 hours of rest in order to get your shit back. Or at least now you don't need 8 hours of rest, quote unquote. You need a long rest. At the end of the long rest, characters regain all lost hit points. The character also regains spent hit dice up to a number of dice equal to half of the character's total number. So any of the dice that you would spend during a short rest to regain HP, you gain a number of them up to a number of dice equal to half the character's total number. So you get half your hit dice back.
We're level 5, so we get like 2.
Yeah. For example, if a character has 8 hit dice, he or she can regain 4 spent hit dice upon finishing a long rest. A character can't benefit from more than 1 long rest in a 24-hour period, and a character must have at least 1 hit point at the start of the rest to gain its benefits. There you go. So yeah, that is a huge change from 3.5. That is way better than what that shit used to be. Yeah, my God. That's awesome. All right, so
Back at 3.5, the fighter never got to sleep.
no,
Fighter and the rogue took turns so that the casters could sleep.
yeah,
No, the fighter would not let the rogue take watch.
This is true.
it was fucking ridiculous. I remember playing 3.5 and being like, I'm a sorcerer, so I don't get to stand watch. I just have to sleep. And they're like, yeah. It's
Well,
like,
Also,
okay.
to be fair, also in 3.5, it was expected that the adventuring day was only 8 hours.
Yeah, and then you'd spend the rest of your time making camp and relaxing.
Yeah, which I think in 5e is technically considered to be the same thing, as it's an adventuring day is supposed to be about 8 hours.
Yeah. So yeah, as you guys wake at the next morning, you kind of have your bits and bobs and odds and ends together. Shaw offers you, if you'd like, that you can exit through a different structure that's in the ruined areas of the sort of southwestern corner of Ogun, that you might be able to leave the town undetected.
Would appreciate that. We are fairly certain we weren't followed back to your former entrance.
Aye, well, I mean, either way, we'll need to move the entrance to another one of the buildings and close this one up just to be safe. Don't want to get caught. You know how it is. But yeah, so it's good doing business with you. This has been nice. And he sort of sticks out one of his hands to shake, though he is missing almost all his fingers.
Taran shakes his hand.
Oh, but he's got wood fingers.
Yeah, he's missing like all but like his thumb and index finger pretty much on both of his hands.
And then turns around too quickly and leaves his hand behind before comedically turning around and going, I actually want that, sorry.
He smiles and hands you your hand back, and nods to you guys as you make your way out to the surface. Heading east, heading west rather. It's not long before you make your way back to sort of the lush grasslands that cover a majority of the Empire proper.
Also, redonning my disguise.
More flowers! I'm gonna start picking flowers up off the ground.
Ah, yeah. Roll me perception.
Taran keeps an eye out for anything medicinal.
You can also roll me a perception.
And Dracula's going to look for anything that can be turned into a poison.
All right, perception from you as well.
Stuff I did. I
Oh,
see
they're
things.
medicinal.
Yes.
Yeah, Piffles, you find a lot of like really nice wildflowers as you guys are traveling along.
I'm gonna
You
eat
see
some
a lot
and
of
stuff
like
some in my pocket.
yeah. Let's see, where can I find? No, that'll work. So yeah, let's just go here. Whoa.
Ah, yes, back to Elwyn Forest.
Okay. Okay, good. That didn't. I thought my voice mod program was crashing, and was very worried. Why? Share this report. Message. Fuck off. Yeah, it's like something didn't work. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care. It doesn't matter.
We'll talk about it in the van.
In the van.
Van.
I think it needs to be updated, and I need to work on that later. But as long as it's still working while we're here, then it's fine. Yeah. So, as you're going along, Piffles, yes, you find a lot of wildflowers that you can subsequently munch on and stuff in your pockets if you want.
Good.
Esteban, traveling through the grasslands, you don't really see anything medicinal. You see like just a lot of collections of different kinds of grass, weeds. You spot, actually, you know what I'm going to say with a 21? You spot a type of flower that works as like a painkiller. Like an aspirin or something.
I collect it.
Okay. We're going to say you collect some Tylenol flowers. There you go.
I'm pretty sure Tylenol's actually made from
An
willow
aspirin
bark, isn't
flower or is it a Tylenol flower? Because those are very different things.
Yeah, aspirin's derived from the bark of a willow tree.
Yeah, I was
but,
gonna say.
Tylenol, acetaminophen, I can't recall exactly where they derived that.
I mean, they could also be magic flowers.
Yeah, why not? It's a fantasy world. You find yourself some flowers that work as like some kind of painkiller. There you go.
Find some meth flowers?
Tylenolia. No, you don't find meth flowers, you fucking goon.
Well, you said
Oh,
it was
yes,
Tylenol,
milk of the
and that's
poppy.
acetaminophen.
Yeah, so you find some Tylenolia, a type of flower that acts somewhat like a painkiller, though is not exactly acetaminophen. So there you go. Drekir, what are you looking for in specific?
Anything that could be used to make some kind of poison.
Yeah, you don't see anything poisonous out here. Like even with a 20, like the fields are just regular. Like you find a bush as you're walking along that has like some red berries on it that if you eat it will give you a sore tummy, but it's not lethal.
I'd just like to note that most things medicinal are also very poisonous if used incorrectly.
That's true. Overconsumption of painkillers can be quite lethal.
Well,
Case point: acetaminophen is made from coal tar.
Fucking really?
Really?
Even better. Jesus
Acetaminophen, the active ingredient in many Americans' go-to pain reliever Tylenol, typically stems from a surprising source: coal tar, a vicious liquid produced when oxygen-deprived coal is subjected to high heat.
Huh.
Oh, I don't take Tylenol, so that's
I knew
good.
that actually.
I take
watched
naproxen.
a video about some of the weirdest lakes in the world, and they talked about some of the tar lakes, which is horrifying. Anyways, so we're heading kind of southeast or
Yeah.
southwest, not southeast.
I'll be keeping an eye out for anything while we travel.
Yeah, like as you guys are walking along, like yeah, Drekir doesn't really find anything like poisonous or harmful. Esteban, you just find like these like sort of like medicinal painkiller flowers that it's like it's one of those like, you know, grandma's herbal remedy kind of thing. If you make it into a tea, it's good at alleviating some aches and pains. And Piffles, you do find a ton of flowers that you can eat because you're a goblin, and that's what's up.
Yeah.
Never turned down.
That's what's always up.
The funny thing is, once we get back to the forest, when there will be plenty of poisonous stuff to find, I will roll a fucking natural 1.
Methanthemums, yeah, there you go. Methanthemums. That's the flowers that are meth.
Of course they are.
Thank you, Toddberry.
Fucking, of course they are. Tylenolia and methanthemums.
Well, there aren't any methanthemums out in this field, thank God.
Crumbs.
But you do find yourself some nice flowers that can be made into an herbal tea used for alleviating some aches and pains. And yeah, as the day passes, it's again like putting the wasteland behind you. It's almost like it was a dream. Like it was like the stark contrast between the two areas, getting slowly from the wastelands back into the grass area throughout the day is strange in that. But yeah, like the sun shines a little bit brighter out here. The air smells tremendously sweet and wonderful and fresh. And yeah, it's just really fucking pleasant.
I don't know why, but I just imagine in Cutie's fan art style, just a picture of Pip running through a field of chrysanthemums.
Just like fucking tweaking out like crazy. Not
Hey,
even once.
not even once.
The occasional oxy orchid.
But
Yeah,
Cutie
that's
brings up
fair.
a good point. Poppies are what morphine is made out of.
Yeah, there's a process there, but yes.
There's a process there, but that's what it's made out of. There, friends. And there's also this lovely thing called Jimson's weed that does like similar shit.
Fuck. Jimson's
Yeah,
weed.
that's what it's called, man.
What was the drug that is?
We should probably stop talking about drugs on a stream.
Maybe.
The fantasy flowers that we are collecting. That
They're fantasy.
I am not eating drug flowers. I am just eating flowers.
Because he's not
Okay.
eating poppies because he's not getting high on heroin. But let's move on. So throughout the day, do we?
So
run into-
anyways. So yeah,
Enough
throughout the
about
day,
botany.
things are relatively peaceful. Like it's pleasant to say the least. And as your first day out in the field comes to a close, like it's again from the like you are, from what you know, pretty close to the Empire proper. But it seems like things are relatively fine. Where do you guys
For
decide
now.
to sleep for the first night?
It's in the same place we do every night. The most out of the way nook, cranny, and/or bush we can find.
Yeah. So as the
Not
day
invisible.
begins to come to a close, and the sun begins to set, you guys find yourselves sort of like out there in the open, more or less, looking for sort of like a little crevice in between some of the hills. And I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna let you carry the 21 perception. You do actually manage to find a little crevice in between the hills, which does occlude you from the other things around you, at least from like visible sight from anybody that may be walking about. Do you guys set up a camp?
We don't need a cooking fire. Do you guys want a cooking fire?
I think I still have some granola.
I'm pretty sure we all also have the jerky from the tavern.
Well, if you want a cooking fire, we can do a cooking fire. I just think we should use a spell. I should use a spell if you want a cooking fire.
I have a magic for that.
Whenever we do. Oh, sorry.
If we're going to do a cooking fire, you do it in the box.
In the extra
Not
dimensional box.
Won't it fill with smoke though? It's bought.
Small cooking fire.
It doesn't say it doesn't do that, but I'm going to say if it is a box that can hold up to 8 people, and you do put a fire up in there, the fire would burn until it runs out of air in your box.
We wouldn't
Oh,
have
so
to
we've
do
been a
it in-
smoker.
It doesn't say it runs out of oxygen, so presumably there's some amount of airflow.
This is true. But if the only entrance is on the bottom of it, then it is going to fill up with smoke.
That's what I was
forward.
saying, because hot air also rises.
Even if it's a small fire, that's still going
Instead
to...
of-
It's still a.
Instead of building the fire inside the box, you build it outside the box and put the box right on top of it so the smoke isn't.
That wholly defeats the point. The point is to not let the light spread. And it doesn't block the light.
That would be super funny if you did that. And you're fine, because you don't breathe. But, like, everyone else is, like, outside the box, and then the spell
Dying.
ends. It's like... And, like, this huge gout of smoke just goes way up into the air.
Yep.
We'll use dry wood. We'll use... we won't use any, like, green leaves. It'll be largely... We can do a smokeless fire if we're careful. Tolerance knows how to do this.
He knows how to do this.
So-
But now I just had a thought, like what Quad said. We used if we have a place where we can make smoke, and we just use the magic box as a smoker.
You built a smoker.
Easy
only lasts-
jerky!
It only lasts for an hour, and most jerky takes longer than that to cook.
Yep.
Anyway,
But we
so-
could at least smoke and salt some meat.
But do we even need a fire?
I don't think we need a fire. We have lots of rations.
Okay,
We're
so
good.
we'll
Okay.
just call it at you don't need a fire. We'll go from there. Acolyte Snack would like to cast Aid on Caleb, Envy, and himself before we go to sleep, on the off chance that we run into issues during the night.
Okay.
Sure,
What's
yeah.
That's
So
8 hours, and
just before you,
I get all back by sleeping. So
so just before you guys fall asleep, you cast that spell, and you guys pass out for the night.
Sweet.
Those of you who are sleeping, sleep soundly. And those of you who are on watch, like, you are treated to a starry sky that, like, again seems foreign because the place that you've been in for quite a while has been subterranean. And while you do see the starry sky from within Autometh, it here not only stretches all the way to the horizon, but somehow feels brighter. It somehow feels more vibrant in this space. And those of you that do rest do feel really well rested when you wake up the next day. And there's a posture check and a Hail Hydrate.
And a
Thank
hail
you, everybody.
hydrate, okay.
No, Hydra.
Hail Hydrate.
No.
So yes.
Regular stretch.
Yeah, get
Hail
up.
People jerky.
Do yourself a stretch. Yeah. Get yourself some posture check. And a big old
Sip.
Yibs.
All right. As the day breaks, the next day, again, you guys find yourself traveling relatively well. The next day or so goes by without incident. More or less, things are peaceful. You find yourselves in some good spirits. Like, traveling along this area is easier than you'd expect. And I'm just gonna say, like, for the next day or two, as you guys are moving along, it goes by without incident. As you, I imagine, continue doing the same thing as you travel. Now, so it comes to the map that I'm gonna bring up here. Excuse me. In order to get there, we gotta go through shamans again. Sorry, shaman.
Shaman.
Blech.
Shaman.
Are we
Imagine
going?
he's standing there and would just pop into existence, have a second wave, and then disappear, and again is like, what is...
He just, like,
Are we
takes
going
one of the
there?
potions and just throws it in the garbage. Just like, I gotta quit that stuff. So, as you
question.
guys are traveling
Are we
from
going-
here?
Are we going straight to Alderth, or are we going back to Willow to grab our little our charge and then head to Alderth?
First off, our charge is up here in Ambrania.
Yeah.
Oh,
and it's
So,
safer to get her after we do the loop.
Yeah.
yeah.
Even Snack would be like, no, she's safe where she is. So let's leave that.
Yeah, so you guys are gonna make this path the way that you're going, yeah?
Yeah, pass by the Cabbage Shire.
Yeah.
I think
I was
that
gonna
was
say.
the plan. I just want to double check. We have a side quest here, a side quest here.
Yep.
Picking up a small child there.
Yep.
My side quest there.
Yep.
Do we have any other side quests we're missing?
Oh, we had something
for
here, didn't we?
for Elora and Cabotshire, no. Appears to be those two towns don't have really anything going on.
Ikris, I think, is
Quads.
That's Quads, yes. That is
Yeah.
where the information for one of the other Warforged is being contained.
Igris, I think, is Drakyar.
Yeah, but I don't even know if I'm kind of wondering if we still need to go there, because a lot of the information dump we got in Ogun. I don't know. I guess.
Well, who knows? Maybe Drakir gets a sense of, I need to move more! More!
We'll figure it out as we go
Gravy,
along, 'cause
gravy!
we'll have to pass by it on our way
you may as well
Yeah.
pop in while you're on your way there.
Yeah.
All right, so
I know why we want to go to Alder.
yes, you do. So now we're gonna pass through Sapphire's place as we
Sapphire, bye,
swing by.
Sapphire.
It's like what, and then you're gone.
Looks at the enchanted ring they just made.
No. Pulls out a bottle. I gotta stop buying this from Shaman.
throws in the garbage. But yeah, so as you guys are sort of heading straight across, you do come across a large dirt road which is quite worn, and a number of people that are making their way back and forth. Where is that? Yeah, that one. There we go.
Aaron takes a good long look at the people trying to identify things like, are they peasants?
Yeah,
Right.
like there's a lot of like wagons, livestock. A lot of the wagons that are traveling back and forth are heavily laden with food and produce and like cuts of meat and vegetables and fruits and things.
Presumably we could see this from a fair distance away.
Yes. You do see that there is like the large dirt road, and there's a lot of people moving back and forth on it.
Did anyone see the little thing I posted?
Consume gravy?
No, in the Roll20 chat.
On the Roll20 chat. Oh, there was this. I can grab a Metamagic extended spell, which lets me increase the duration of a spell to up to 24 hours. I can Metamagic a scroll. If I even grab that Metamagic option, I can use a scroll and rope trick to make a smoker. Yeah, that could be fun. Consume.
Aaron's like, I feel like we should wait until night to try to pass that.
Oh no, we do it in Autometh. Just like prepping for the next travel. Just making
Oh,
fun.
just talking about the road.
Oh,
Pay attention. Sorry.
That's okay.
Not that Talron can see anything at all right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, looking at it, it's hard to make people out from this distance, but it does look like a lot of farmers walking back and forth. Drac here, you can see Caleb as well at the exact same amount. You guys can see that there is like a guard occasionally, just sort of like strolling one way or the other. They're really spaced out, but they're mainly there to keep the pace in case any fucking squabbles start between the farmers.
I mean, what does this just look like? Is this some makeshift farmers market or?
Oh, no, they're bringing the food either to or from the Empire proper.
Yeah, market day, basically.
Yeah,
This
like
is this is a major highway delivering food from the town south.
Yeah.
Very
does
busy,
sound
and
very
we need to cross it probably during the night.
I'm good with just waiting.
Yeah, all right. As you guys continue to wait, slowly, as the day trundles on, definitely like after the noon hour, a lot less people are moving towards the Empire proper, like the Empire City, and then just nearing the latter half of the day, around sunset, a lot of them move back towards Cabotshire. So you see a lot of people kind of come in either direction on the road. So yeah, but as the day goes on, eventually the hustle and bustle is quieted down, and it makes its way into the quiet evening. Actually, let's try this one. There we go.
Looking quite insane.
Yeah, just imagine all this is a nighttime. I don't have a nighttime field. Or I do, but it's not ready, and I'm tired.
Cast pass without a trace.
All right.
And is everyone ready to go?
I'm good.
All right. As you guys have got a tired goblin.
Caleb will again put the entire goblin on his shoulders.
Everybody, roll me a stealth.
Quick question: could I have used that time we were waiting to finish off that scroll I had started?
If you wanted to, yeah.
Wow.
Nice. All right, so 30, 26, 18, 22. Go roll stealth.
Oh, gotta roll stealth.
Come on,
I'm
you.
like, sorry, I'm like trying.
My
not
black
to fall asleep.
scales blend
okay.
into the night.
This is all right, and then a 21.
We're like almost a half hour past my bedtime.
I
so
know. I'm sorry.
it's okay.
We're
I'm
good.
just,
But yeah, so you guys managed to swiftly like approach the large road and hop across it, and then continue on into the night. As you continue into the to the dark and the grass and the fields and whatnot on the other side, continuing to move a ways off until you can no longer see the road. As you cross the road, though, you did see like a guard kind of standing there boringly, looking around. Didn't even see you as you guys passed. And so you make your way to Alderth. And what strange things perhaps may be found in the town of Alderth, the large city that sits outside of the Sunken Kingdom, between there and the Empire. We will find out next time on our next live stream of D&D 5th Edition. Woo!
Yay!
And today I remembered to start the raffle, so that'll happen
Yay.
properly. Huzzah. And let's get into that real quick, because there's people that are tired, and we've got to get through this. So today, our games that we've got here are Dungeon Souls. Let's pull that up here. Ding. Yep, one of these days you'll do what I want. There we go. Ding. There we go. So, first up, Dungeon Souls from Lamina Studios.
Very dungeon hacky slashy game.
Yeah, it's like a procedurally generated sort of roguelite, hacky slashy dungeon crawler.
Very Binding of Isaac. I mean,
It looks like nuclear threat.
I was gonna say enter the gungeon.
yeah, it's got that general flavor of that whole genre.
It's that category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's Dungeon Souls. That's the first game we're going to be raffling off today. Our second one, of course, is Evoland. We saw the stuff for this yesterday, but it's basically your standard fantasy adventure, very very early Final Fantasy-esque in its build. But the more you play through it, and the more different things you do, you unlock all these different functions within the game. Like you begin the game only being able to move one way, and you unlock the ability to move the other way. So as you continue to play it along, it evolves and grows.
And I just checked. Evoland Legendary Edition is Evoland 1 and 2 together.
Yep.
Oh,
Is a good game.
how about that?
And it's the only version of this game on Steam, so yeah. You start off
Oh, no.
like so, and it's...
The original's on Steam.
Oh, there you go. Maybe it's just that one. I can't quality check the Steam keys.
Excuse me.
I got the original Evoland, but I don't got 2, and I am entering raffle solely for a chance to get that.
Yeah, Evoland 2 is the same price as the Legendary Edition, so...
How do you check your bucks again?
Exclamation mark point.
So yeah. And this...
A lot of people joining today.
This is Evoland. Yeah, we got a lot of folks getting in on this. And of course, last but certainly not least, we have another copy of Quathrin, which is a game about climbing these like sort of block puzzles and stuff. And then in between, there's a lot of anime about this guy who has a girlfriend named Catherine, who then meets another girl named Catherine. And thinks that he cheated on his girlfriend with the other girl, and it starts into a lot of really fucking crazy stuff that's going on.
Brought to you by the same people who brought you the Persona series.
Yeah, brought to you by the same people that made Persona. And you
I
have
haven't
to.
played either of these, and this seems weird.
Yeah, while you're dreaming, you have weird goat horns, and you carry a pillow in your underpants, and you climb a tower while a great big monstrous, what's the word, personification of like this person chases after you. It's scary
Actually,
and weird.
It's a different thing that chases you every night.
Someone took their
Yes, thank you.
subconscious stuff that their therapist was telling them that it meant and put it into a video game.
Calling
Yeah.
it very anime, I was gonna say is maligning to anime, but
Yeah,
there's some weird shit in anime.
I agree, dude.
Yeah, there's some really
And
weird
the-
shit in anime though, so it's hard to say.
This
And
game
I
was
would
actually
say it's
But also,
there's a lot of weird stuff in anime, but it's not generally the mainstream stuff. It is niche anime stuff
Yes.
here.
Oh man,
Yeah,
we got
it
a lot
is.
of folks in tonight.
There's
Catherine was made as a test for the Persona 5 engine.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was gonna say this
and
was
then-
brought by the same people who essentially turned Pokemon into. Well, what I'm trying to say is they turned gods, demons, and angels from various myths around the world into Pokemon.
regular Pokemon you're talking about.
I was about to say.
Well, it's not like I can just throw a Pokeball and it's just, oh, it's Raphael, the Archangel. It's just what?
No, you can throw a Pokeball and it's Arceus, the god creator of everything.
A lot of Pokemon actually are based off of different deities, real life deities.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but it's not this case of, I throw a Master Ball. Hello, Satan.
Oh yeah, you can also play it with the original Japanese audio.
But
Extraordinarily
why?
weird. I don't know,
Okay.
dude. Some people prefer it.
I don't.
Even though
voice
the
acting is better, honestly.
I get it. I don't get it.
even though a bunch of at least for the voice actors Atlas usually gets, they get really good ones who do a damn good job for the English dubs.
Mm.
Yeah, but a lot of anime style games recycle the same 10 voice actors over and over and over again.
Catherine's
But
really weird.
they're- Those 10 are really good is the thing. That's why they keep on getting
Yeah.
picked.
But a lot of the time, at least with some Japanese games, the voice acting from the Japanese voice actors is a lot better.
See,
Also,
that
because they
right
understand the original context of it if the script was written in Japanese.
This is gonna bring up a whole thing on localization that I don't think we have time for right now.
I want to think of a
that's
nicer
not-
way
that's
of
not
telling
true.
everyone to shut up for a sec, but I honestly can't do it. So
Sorry.
that's
I was
okay.
going to say the
Bennett.
face of the main character from Catherine, the picture he had up for a little bit. I'm not entirely sure if that's a shock, like an expression of shock, or if he was going to eat the poor girl next to him. Just, oh my god, I just cheated on my girlfriend. Breakfast. Nah!
Better destroy the evidence, Mom. All
It's-
right, so our
It's
first
not
game that we
cheating if
got,
there's no money yet.
we're gonna close
that
our
gets into
entries
a-
here. Boop.
That gets to a completely different fetish.
All right, we got a lot of people in tonight. We got a lot of people joined in. This is fantastic. And our first game tonight, for a copy of Dungeon Souls, our winner is Colonel John Squall. Congratulations, Squall! You won yourself a copy of Dungeon Souls.
It throws me
Wow.
off every time you pronounce the L in that word.
Colonel. It's just like
It's a
It's
Homestar
just like
Runner reference.
it's just like
Reference.
Alejandro's.
Alejandro's.
I don't get the reference. All I get
I
is
was waiting for that.
the mispronunciation of the word.
Calleandros.
Oh yeah, it's spelled Colonel, but it's said Colonel.
It's Colonel.
Colonel.
Very like draft and draft. Drogot
It's like lieutenant instead of lieutenant,
or Cologne and Cologany.
or Bologna and Bologna.
And now for a copy of Evoland.
Sorry, Bologna.
Our winner is Kid Nissy!
Dang!
Congratulations, Kid Nissy, you won yourself a copy of
Congrats.
Evoland.
Whoa.
All right.
Wow.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
And last but certainly not least, a copy of Catherine Classic on Steam. Our winner is BBG Trap! Congratulations, BBG, small B. You've made yourself a copy of Catherine.
The original Catherine, not
Not the the other one.
what's the updated version called again?
Like full body something.
Yeah, Catherine Full Body.
Yeah. It has like a third Catherine in it.
They're not named Catherine. It's a third girl, but
The name's Catherine.
Yeah,
it's the name's
Catherine
complete-
with a Q. It's like a fish.
The third, actually, the third girl is a trans alien.
What?
Hey.
Yep.
Like actually?
What? Hey, what the fuck did you just say?
Physically
Sounds like a
male.
subject for another day.
Sex is
Okay.
male. Gender
Okay,
is
dude,
female.
Dude. I'm sorry to interrupt you. That's not how you say that, and that's also not a great way to say that at all.
Sorry.
Don't
That's
don't
okay.
say it like that. A person is a girl regardless of genitalia if
I was trying. That's why I was trying to separate sex and gender. I'm sorry.
sex and gender, like that's not how you say it though. Like that's not how you reference that kind of thing. And
To
it's
be
kind
fair-
of insensitive to say
all right.
that.
I'm going to put
Oh,
a lid
That's
on
how I
this.
was told.
That's
all.
I wanna.
I
They
know,
understand that it was insensitive,
Yeah.
and they've
Yeah,
apologized.
I
if you
am,
would
I'm
like to
sorry.
educate them on that kind of stuff, you can do that at
Another
another
time.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
That being said, understand that people like yourself and I, Envy, are a little more educated on these sorts of things than other people. Most people haven't even heard of this stuff.
I
So
know.
we're gonna be good people about that. We're gonna be nice. All right, so that's our show, everybody. Heck yeah! Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Goodness. This has been great. Who are we going to raid really quickly after this?
Optimal Duo's going.
Optimal Duo's going, Dan's going, and Vicky is going. If anybody wants to make votes on that in the chat using those vaults, feel free. I'll close those up. I'll give you guys a minute, and then we'll wrap up. But until then, though, my brave citizens, I'm Toronto's greatest supervillain and evil genius, Dr. Terrawad. This is our Layer 4.0. We are joined, of course, by our lovely players. We got Esteban playing our skeleton hunter, Talrand.
I'll go find my daughter. Now that we've got the secondary quest out of the way, we've got onto the main quest.
Yeah. We've got Quad playing our Warforged warrior, Alloy.
I'm the problematic one.
And we've got Caleb, our Air Genasi rogue, being played by Palanthier.
The pillows, the calm me.
And we've got Drakir, our Draconian sorcerer, being played by Rainer.
Something will burn by fireball. I promise you this.
Oh, that's going to be a good time. And we've got Snek, our Kobold cleric, being played by Calendros. No, Kaldaka Gray. I have to fuck up at least one. And last but certainly not least, we've got Embisaurus Rex playing our Goblin Bard Piffles.
Meow.
Yeah. And we will see you all again next time on our live stream. We're going to be back again tomorrow with our first spooky thing that we're doing. Our first spooky stream of Spook Month. So come on back and have a look. It's going to be a good time, and we'll see you then. End of line.